What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What's good, everybody? Sixth element of hip hop. Y'all already know Reno Noir. I'm your host. We got a special guest in the building, my man Goat 1408. What's good with you, bro?
Hey, what's happening, man?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name's Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. You can find me on all the socials right there at GOAT1408 right there. You feel me? Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, all the socials. That's where you can find me at right there, GOAT1408. And I'm here every day on the YouTube, y'all, doing daily vlogs, art video series, GOAT1408 and the such. And you know, that's the spiel for right now. You know what I'm saying? Till we get into some more. You dig? Appreciate you having me on the show, man.
Absolutely. Where you at over there? Yes, sir. Jelly Bean Dream. I want to put your ad on the thing on what you call them. What is the? Hold on. Each folder is limited to 50 banners. Please delete some. Oh, let me gotta get some of these joints off here. What's your tag on Instagram? Jelly Bean Dream. Is it at Jelly Bean Dream, or is there something else to it?
Yeah, at Jelly Bean Dream 02, at Jelly Dream 02, at Jelly Bean Dream 02. That's the add on there. And Jelly Bean Dream so happens to be this book right here. This is issue number 1 of my series, Jelly Bean Dream, created by myself. And the first issue is written by me, and the art is drawn magnificently by my bro Johnny Quest Gaming. You know what I'm saying? That's his name here on YouTube as well as Instagram. He also has Johnny Quest 4980. That is his main page on Instagram. Johnny Quest 4980, but he's known as Johnny Quest Gaming on all his other socials from Twitch and YouTube and all the such. This book is chronicles the adventures of Jelly Bean Turner, a woman from the ATL who goes to different galaxies when she's asleep here on Earth, an ability called dreamscaping. And so the digital copy, y'all can get it for $7 via Cash App, GOAT1408, $GOAT1408, or you can get the autographed physical copy for $15. And in the meantime, I have links to my other books on my website. On Indie Planet, UGI Studios, we got 3 other books available right now. They're still working on the link for Jelly Bean Dream. So if you want to get the physical, that's how you can get the physical right now via Cash App.
What's the website? UGI Studios, or where they can buy that book?
Yeah, all the links will be there on my link tree. Linktree/GOAT1408. The website is.
What happened? We lose him? Oh shit! Like he dropped his phone or something, y'all. He'll be right back. But yeah, it's there he is.
My bad, y'all. My bad. Yeah, so I had the button and knocked myself out. So UGI.
I want to show it to them on screen. Yeah, what's the website?
Hold on for a sec. Let me find it real quick. It is because they got a lot of hyphens in on it, so I got hyphens there. So let's see. It's indieplanet.us/urban guide -inc. They got all those hyphens on there. Hold on, I'm putting it down here in the let's see if I can put it in the chat, the private chat. Here we go. I'm putting in the private chat for y'all real quick. So hold tight. So that way you should be able to copy and paste from there. Let me see. There we go. Boom. And
yeah, we love having indie creators on, man, especially you know what I'm saying, urban indie creator, hip hop indie creators. You know what I'm saying? We talk about hip hop and comics and how hip hop and comics, you know, have always been one and the same, or you know, comic books have always been a big part of hip hop. Always. That's why we call the show the sixth element, because comic books are like the sixth element of hip hop. And this is like, you know, This is like the epitome of it, man. This is the reason, man. This is what it's all about right here, man. Let me get this up here so y'all can see these dope books. I mean, look at that shit.
Yeah,
Let me.
because you know the art goes hand in hand. You know the art goes hand in hand with hip hop. You
All
know
right.
from the graffiti tags. You know what I'm saying? Just the visuals. Period. I mean, y'all know Method Man. If y'all know Method Man, one of his nicknames was what?
What?
Johnny Blaze. You feel?
What?
Johnny Blaze. That's
Ghostface and
ghost.
Tony Stark. Come on, man.
You know, all day.
Iron Man
You
was
know,
the album. Yeah, I mean,
right?
Ghostface. And the thing, Method Man, he's a collector too. He has over 30,000 comics in his collection. He said. He was on that show,
That
comic book. What's it called? Comic book. The Jeff Smith show. With, he got the stash. What's that
you
shit?
talking about Kevin Smith?
Kevin Smith. Yeah, I said Jeff Smith. Yeah, Kevin Smith. That show, comic book guys, comic book men, some shit like that. And
Yeah, I
Method Man
remember.
was
Yeah, I
on,
remember that show back in the day. Yeah.
yep, Method Man was on there. Buying a damn Hulk 181.
Hey, and y'all, and if you a comic head, you know what that is right there. That's the first full
Yeah,
appearance. My favorite five, three
yes, sir.
mutant Wolverine, straight up.
Yes, sir.
And those
All
three
right.
books y'all looking at on the screen, those are the books from Urban Guide Inc. Studios, UGI Studios. The very first book in our line was Pimp and Strong, issue number 1. Right now we're showing the Jelly Bean Dream anthology, which is the first published appearance of the characters from the series Jelly Bean Dream. Y'all can definitely go check that out. It's an 80-page book. It's available on the site for $15. If you want to get it autographed from me, that's $25 via Cash App. You get that it gets sent to me, then it gets sent back to you, because books are print on demand. So if you want to get an autograph book, they got to come to me first. So that's a little extra, fine tuning. But if you go to the site,
Mhm.
you order it from the site, it goes straight to you. Shipped, delivered, all that comes in some nice packs. Some very well kept, packs. Like I just got 3 new copies of Jelly Bean Dream issue number 1 today. They haven't even been opened yet. One of them has not been selected yet for a customer. The other 2 have already been chosen for some customers. So we got one out here, issue number 1, that hasn't even been given to a collector yet. There's a shot of Jelly and her crew. Those are members of the Hawk Squadron right there. The pink-haired girl, her name is Kat. She's a feline alien creature. Saga, the bald pink woman, she's pretty much like a ninja. You got Dugato up there, the gentleman with the locks up there. His name is Dugato. And then the person in that robotic armor, his name is Kel. He's actually a dwarf. So he's a little short dude, in that robotic armor suit. And so those are
Dope,
members of her squadron, the Hawk Squadron right there. That picture was
dope,
taken by Stephanie Edwards, awesome artist herself. That picture was drawn by myself. The cover of Jelly Bean Dream Anthology was done by the most awesome Anthony Piper, a friend of mine who is the creator of a series called the Trill League. I don't know how many people serve the Trill League, but the Trill League is freaking awesome. It was started out as a parody series, based off of DC and Marvel heroes. If y'all remember the Trio Robin strips that came out a while
yeah,
back,
yeah.
that's the
I
same
heard
dude
about
right there.
them. I heard about
Yeah,
them. I wanted to see them joints, man. Yeah, man.
yeah. Trio League issue number 2 is coming out, so y'all definitely be on the lookout for it. He's been working on back and forth with Marvel Comics, so he's been doing his thing right there. That book right there, Selecting the Miller, that's the first book from our from UGI Studios, The Adventures of Pimp and Strong. That was drawn by right. That was Pimp and Strong has blown up on Facebook too. Pimp and Strong has over 14,000
Yeah,
followers on
nice.
Facebook. And that drawn
What's this
that
book about?
huh
What's this book about? Pimp
All
and
right, now
Strong.
Pimp and Strong basically started out as a parody book itself. Like it's basically about he's a pimp. When I say he's a pimp, he's actually like the police. The pimp stands for Power Infused Metro Police. That's what pimp stands for. PIMP, Powered Infused Metro Police. And so this takes place in the 2070s. So it's far off in the future. It's in the 2070s. And he's one of the pimps in the area in Neo Atlanta, and he goes fights the bad guys and whatnot, and making sure that all his girls are being protected. The series was written by Corley Manning. He's the creator of the series Pimp and Strong, and I did the art for the first issue. So it's actually us in reverse. Corley Manning, aka Johnny Quest Game, and the same dude who drew Jelly Bean Dream issue #1. He wrote this book, and I drew that book. And on this one, we did the reverse on it, on Jelly Bean Dream. And then I
Right.
wrote it.
Right.
And so
That's
that was our
dope,
first.
man. That's a dope. I like because that's a dope like flip on it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
pimp, but he's a good guy. He's not a pimp, really. He's a pimp.
right, right.
In
He's smacking the
2070,
bad guys.
I
He ain't
mean,
smacking no women.
can
He's
we
smacking the bad guys.
yeah, it's like in
can we say it?
2070 the word has changed meaning a little bit, right?
Right,
A lot
exactly.
of I like it.
Can't can't we say that all pimps are good?
We can say that. He said, Bishop Don
No,
Magic
no,
Wand.
I'm clowning.
Nah, we just fucking on.
I'm clowning. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we just playing. But
Keep
yeah, man.
building.
Let me get hold on, let me get that joint over there. Yeah, that so he say in this post-apocalyptic future, pimp hands, that's power infused metro police, are the new authorities for upholding the law. Pimp hand strong is no jive talking ladies man who is his own judge. Oh, my bad. He is a no jive talking ladies man who is his own judge, jury, and executioner. The earth as we know it has been separated into sectors, one more depraved than the rest. Unfortunately for Pimp Hand Strong, he's the appointed law for Sector 300, capital city of Neo Atlanta, aka Crimeville City, the most corrupted of all the sectors. Pimp Hand Strong and his deputies, ladies of the nights, because he got to have a stable, wreck shop and keep order to the lawless streets. The ladies are the remnants of the genetically engineered super race of women who were mostly wiped out in a nuclear holocaust many years before. As punishment for their resistance, they are requisitioned to help him take on the lowlifes of Neo Atlanta. His mission is to show evil that he's always ready to get it on and that his pimp hand is strong. Man, that's dope. That needs to be a.
That sounds cool, bro.
You know what I mean? That just sounds fucking cool. That needs to be a damn cartoon.
Right, that's Pimp and Strong for you all day, all day. Hey, I see Johnny Quest Gaming. He is in the chat, y'all. Johnny Quest
Okay,
Gaming is in the chat. Hey, that part. There he
what's
is, right
good?
there. The myth, the legend himself, Johnny Quest Gaming, the creator of Pimp and Strong, and wrote that first issue right there. Hey, Chris
Thank
Alexander
you.
says be on 30 minutes. Hey,
Yeah, Stu Dog. Stu Dog is our co-host. That's I believe that's wifey right there. Salute. Stu Dog will be on in 30 minutes, so he's running a little behind. That's all right. Now the Force, man. I heard a little bit about the Force when we were on your IG live. This sounds dope. This says the first action-packed issue is we follow the current incarnation of the supergroup as they deal with the demonic threat plaguing Neo Atlanta. Can they stop the chaos? Can they stop the chaos at hand or fall victim to it? The Force follows the exploits of a superpowered task force formed by the government to combat global threats. Tell me about these guys.
all right, now the Force, this also was created by Corley Manning, aka Johnny Quest Gaming. The Force issue #1 was drawn by an amazing, talented artist by the name of Jimmy King, who hails from Nigeria. So we first met him back in 2012. He saw Pimp and Strong and became a fan of that, and so that's how we connected with him. And so Johnny Quest Gaming, he had created the Force back in 2012, and had put together that first issue. And as it says in the caption right there, this is the current incarnation of the group that's been around for a number of decades now, starting out right after World War II, sometime like in the era of the Korean War, before Vietnam. And so this current incarnation are, they are not superheroes for as far as like for just to be noble and everything. Some of them have criminal backgrounds, which cause them to be caught by the government, and they are basically like a better version of Task Force X, so to speak, a better version of the Suicide Squad in a sense.
Mhm.
And they're not, they don't have no chips in the back of their head that's gonna make them explode, but they have them out there, being doing their heroics, to take out other threats, and possibly, of course, recruit those threats to be a part of the Force as well. And so this first issue showcases a threat being handled in Neo Atlanta. Not the same Neo Atlanta as Pimp and Strong. It's a little bit closer to our time than Pimp and Strong, because Pimp and Strong is far off in the future, the 2070s. But this one is a little bit closer to our time, or basically, if you would say, like, you know, if we were in the multiverse, you know, this was probably like a universe over from our reality, as far as that go, like, in as far as being the current timeline and whatnot. And so the Force, the members of the Force that you see here on the cover, we have from left to right, we have Iron Matrix up there at the top. We have the Speedster right here in the red and yellow. His name is Dip. We have the gentleman in the locks. His name is Gangbanger. The man in the red, he is like one of the strongest men in the universe. He is known as Incredible. We have this gentleman with the chains on him in the green. His name is Psycho. We have one of the oldest members of the Force who has actually been around with the Force almost since the beginning, Razor the Jackal. And we have at the top, the last one up there at the top is Demon Girl.
Dope. Those are dope characters, man. Very unique. I like that shit, man.
Most definitely. Shout out to Johnny Quest Gaming. He has a most awesome brain. When, you know what I'm saying, we've been making books the majority of our lives. You know, we've been making comic book characters the majority of our lives, going back to the 80s and, you know, early 90s, which was, you know, the heyday of it almost, especially, you know, growing up on all the great things in the 80s, you know, from Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, the Master of the Universe, you know, of course, the Ninja Turtles going off into, you know, the late 80s, early 90s, you know, everything else that came about, you know, Bucky O'Hare, Battletoads, Biker Mice from Mars, you know, and then of course Johnny Quest Gaming, he's also the one who got me into anime. Even though I was watching Robotech and Voltron back in the 80s, I didn't know the difference of, you know, animes, this being from Japan, all that stuff back then. If it was on TV, I was a cartoon and I was watching it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
But once I found out about, you know, anime, you know, like the Japanese cartoons and what they were talking about, I was like, oh, that changed.
Are you watching One Piece yet?
Man, I ain't got enough time for One Piece. Now I have gotten it.
Oh man, make time, bro.
I have seen the Netflix series though. I
see what you're saying. You ain't got time for that 1,000 episode goddamn anime. I'm like with you, bro.
1,000 episodes of my own stuff. I ain't got time for their stuff now. I'm quite sure it's amazing because I mean they've been around. Shout outs to them. They I mean, you know, if any of my shows back in the day had like 1,000 episodes, I would be watching them religiously, you know.
My son has watched about 100 episodes since the Netflix show. The Netflix show was that good. We watched that shit, and both of us hadn't got into One Piece because of that same reason. It's just too long. And he was like, "Man, I gotta go watch it," and he's already into it.
But I'm gonna check out some episode, but I know I ain't got enough time to watch that whole record. I had to just be sitting there all day, like,
yeah, man.
But that's good to have. That's good to have a series that you can watch so much of. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It ain't gonna never end. You can always watch your One Piece. You know what I mean? Like that's cool. And I think they're still making them, so you'll never really catch up.
They're still making, because episode 1,000 just came out like last year or the year before, and they're almost on 1,100 now. So they like One Piece ain't going nowhere no time soon. So you got plenty of time to catch up on it when you're ready to. So me and my dad, we watched these 6 episodes, and you know, they've been a trip. And you know, and it's funny because this is the most I've seen of One Piece, because like I say, it was so many episodes. I was like, do I feel like getting into One Piece right now? I mean, they got plenty of episodes for me to watch when it's time to watch them. So I'm like, I'm gonna sit back on it for a little minute. But I definitely interested in checking it out. Because before One Piece, because the most I've seen of One Piece beforehand was RDC World 1 over here on YouTube. Their reality show they did, Anime House. I don't know if y'all seen that yet, but I've been watching the Anime House, and that was the most I've seen as far as of One Piece characters beforehand. So I was like, you know, like the girl who played Nami, you know, she was fine. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, so you know, I was watching that and I was like, oh yeah, it's cool. And I know just from that I knew that Luffy was just as of a food monger as Goku, because soon as he seen a table of food down there, him and Goku they cleared the table while everybody else was in the kitchen still getting some drinks ready, and they come back in there and them dudes cleared the table out. I'm like, yo, like, okay, so I see he on that Goku level.
Yeah, man. If you like me and you really you binge shows, man. Like I go through shows and I be mad when they be over, man, because I don't watch the whole shit. The shit and ended in one piece.
Right.
If you just want something that really ain't gonna end, and it's good. It's not honestly, like, it was two things for me.
I'll watch it to put me to sleep. Like I'll put on the episode in the background, and I'll watch one or two, and then like on the third one, it'll put me to sleep, and it doesn't pause it for me. My phone to turn off, and I can just do it again tomorrow, man.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I had gotten into JoJo last year. I finally got around to watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure last year, and that was I got my nephews into it, and I had gotten them into a bunch of shows, last year, for them to kill the monotony and the time, of worrying about other things going on in life. For those that don't know, their mom, my niece, she was shot last year in February. And while she was recovering, they were staying here at my house. And so I had got them into several shows such as Attack on Titan. They Attack on Titan fans, My Hero Academia, so all I got them, some good stuff, to kill the monotony. And then they got me back into wrestling because I hadn't watched wrestling in years. So I was watching AEW and WWE with them.
It's my guy right there.
There you go.
My guy.
There you go. That man Stain, man. That man Stain.
That's my boy right there,
man. Stain, man, and like his concept just off the top is just amazing, because like, even though of course he was doing some vile stuff, but he was doing it to better society in the sense where he was like, hey, like, y'all,
he's like an anti-hero in a way.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was. And it's like,
he's my favorite character, even though he was only in like one episode. I feel he was underused. Well, they did kind of tease the recent one. We got some little bit of Stain action in this last season. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I wanted to do some more, another Stain arc, man. But let's get into this Star Wars, man. There's a lot of shit going on with in the galaxy, far away. But I remember back in July, news broke that we was getting Donald Glover as the writer to the he was going to replace Justin Simeon as the writers to the new Lando TV show, but that project is actually being developed into a Lando movie now. Lucasfilm confirmed that Glover, who debuted as Lando in 2017 in Star Wars, and then Solo, which was trash, but Glover first dropped news.
Let me ask this: what does Glover bring to the table in forms of writing? I thought he was more comedy.
You mean? Oh, nah. He does all forms of acting. I mean, he does all kinds of shit. He's not just a comedian, but
because Atlanta was a tapestry of genres rolled into one. When you look at the Atlanta TV show, if you haven't seen that yet, most definitely check that out. It just comedy. It was a collection of everything. And before we get back to that, I also wanted to mention to y'all Hip Hop Sushi. That's also a book that Johnny Quest Gaming has that will be coming soon as well. Most definitely check that out. Hip Hop Sushi, the legend of the guy MC. That is a culmination of storytelling, hip hop, and anime and manga all infused into one right there. So most definitely. But with Donald Glover, it's kind of like, just like anybody, like who in their right mind even thought that Jordan Peele was going to do the movies that he did when you was watching him on Mad TV. Like I go back to Mad TV watching Jordan Peele, and that was before TV. So so when you look at what Jordan Peele has brought to the table, if you just see what all these writers have to put into play, there's no telling. Donald Glover might be on another Filoni type tip when it comes to Star Wars, because I'm quite sure he's a fan just as much as Filoni is a fan, and any of us have been a fan over the decades. So it's no, when you combine the fandom and great writing, you can't lose.
Right. Well, he said. Well, he was on. So Donald Glover was on a podcast called the Pablo Torres Finds Out podcast, and he was talking about Lando, and he said that he said it's not even a show. The right idea, he said the idea right now is to do a movie right now because of the strike. It's kind of like telephone, all of the information. But that's all that the info that Steven could provide. But basically, Lucasfilm did confirm the news afterwards. And the news first broke that Lando limited series being in the works was in December 2020. That's been a long time. And at the time, the creator of Dear White People, Justin Simeon, was attached to the project.
Great show. Watch it on Netflix. The first 2 seasons go into real depth, and it's not just like Dear White People. It goes into the depths of the actual wokeness that happens in colleges, throughout the nation, especially rich Ivy League colleges. So it actually tells a very compelling story. Definitely go give it a watch. At least the first 2 seasons.
Definitely. And he was, and then he exited, and then he was replaced by the Glover brothers, who are developing it as a movie now. And the character Lando, as we know, was originally played by the great Billy D. Williams in Empire Strikes Back and also Return of the Jedi. Donald Glover revealed in a video interview with GQ magazine in April that he was talking to Lucasfilm about another Lando type project in the Star Wars universe. He said, "We're talking about it. That's as much as I can say." So he said, without Kathleen Kennedy hunting me down, he don't like that bitch either. Lando is charming. Yeah, no, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, who do? Like, who keeps this bitch around? But anyway, I digress.
Still with Frank Marshall? I don't know.
Well, but yeah, he said I would love to play Lando again. He said it's been a fun time being him. He said it was just the right way to do it. He said time is precious. He said the past couple of years, this pandemic shit, it really had people experience time. People realize their time is valuable. You get only so much. He said, I'm not interested in doing anything that's going to be a waste of my time or just a paycheck. He said, I'd much rather spend time with people that I enjoy. It just has to be the right thing. And I think it could be. Lando is definitely somebody I like to hang out with. So he's a fan, you know what I mean? Like, he's a fan of the material. And that's why I think he does a good job. Because I think that's what it takes. If you're not a fan of the material, it's not going to be written well. I mean, it's not going to be acted well. You got to be a fan. You got to really love the shit, man.
Facts.
But real talk, man. What's good, man?
What's going on? How's everybody?
Everybody chilling, man. What's good with you?
Yeah, I had to do the husband duty and pick up wifey from the train, so got to do that. Had to be late.
You good, man. Stu Dog still ain't made it in. He's still late, so we all. Listen, I had a
raw talk.
day at work, man, so I'm chilling. My bad, Black Heroes. What'd you say?
I got a bone to pick with Rod.
Uh-oh.
So I was watching Batman the Animated Series, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was Superman. Remember the episode of Superman the Animated Series where he goes to Gotham and he dresses up as Batman and he like does the crime? All I could think about was because Bruce Wayne was out of the picture, all of his villains in his mind were running rampant in the town.
Ooh.
And like now I cannot watch any Batman movie or TV show without thinking, oh my God, it's all in his mind. It's all in his mind, bro. And I'm like, no way. But all right, so if you don't know, go watch Superman. I think it's called Nighttime, the animated series. Superman comes to Gotham. He dresses as Batman because Batman has gone missing. So he pretends to be Batman. He sneaks around and everything. And everyone's like, really like, oh, he's Batman. Okay, whatever. So they're trying to rescue Batman. Turns out Bruce Wayne is kidnapped by Brainiac to create a spaceship for him to get away. So anyway, Superman ends up saving the day. Long story short, the point is that we were talking on the other show about Batman maybe making up some of his villains in his mind or being like psych aware or not, the villains were a psyche to him.
Well,
so
like him, yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, with him missing from Gotham, like it made sense that all of his villains in his mind got to roam free. They all got to escape. And it was a crime spree. And it was this big, huge ordeal of trying to get all the villains in line while Bruce Wayne or Batman was away.
That's crazy. Nah, but like I think what I don't want to get too far off Star Wars, but the concept being like that the whole thing, everything we know, like the whole thing, like everything, the Justice League, all of it, it's all just in Batman's mind. He's just a kid in Arkham Asylum. His parents got killed. He went nuts. They put him in the asylum, and he created all that shit. Joker, Riddler, all the whole everything we know is all just in his head.
It's always going to be.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like that's been a thought. That's
just like a little side
that I thought of from years ago.
Yep. Yeah. It'd be a dope little Elseworlds book or something. A little one shot. But so we want to talk about Ahsoka. We are gonna get to it, guys. I know a lot of people came here wanting to talk about Ahsoka. Phenomenal goddamn show. Best thing since Andor. Which isn't saying a lot, but I mean, there's three great things right now out of Star Wars from Disney. You've got Mandalorians seasons 1 and 2 only, Andor, and the Ahsoka show, and they cover the three fucking food groups of Star Wars,
what
right?
Obi-Wan isn't.
No,
Obi-Wan?
I didn't say that one. No, I didn't say that one. No, that one we don't talk about that.
My bad.
Nah, it covers the three Star Wars food groups. You've got Mandalorian is your gangster, smuggler, bounty hunter aspect of Star Wars. You got Andor, which is your political espionage, that sort of aspect of Star Wars. And then Ahsoka is your mystical lightsabers and the Force aspect. So you get your fill, you get all, and they do it well. And I think, man, Ahsoka just fucking filled that hole, and a lot of people are, it's not that great of a show. It's only good because you're comparing it to the trash. Whatever. It's fucking enjoyable. I'm having fun. I like it.
Oh yeah, this story was really easy to follow when you actually dive into her life. It's awesome, and it's a slow burn with a lot of action, and I love that. Like they don't have just action, but it's like a slow enough burn.
Bro, I think some. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, it's something going on. I don't know what that is. It's real loud.
That's me. My bad.
You're all right, man. I know he got kids, guys. It's cool. He got like 4 kids running around. It's a lot. I know.
It's just 2, but they're like quadruplets. So yeah,
they're like 4.
Yeah,
seems
they
like
spawn off of each other. But
right.
Yeah, it was a slow burn for me. Like I really like the slow burn leading up into the action scenes and everything.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the last episode or the last 2 episodes, which I need to jump on.
Yeah, those are 2 of the best.
Yeah, I heard that she
meets
Anakin. Can we
we can't talk about nothing right now. We can't talk about nothing right now because the last 2 episodes is the bread and butter, baby.
Nah, we got to talk about them. We talking about them.
Be honest,
we're gonna have to cover your ears, man, Black. We're gonna have to cover your ears, man.
I haven't seen anything past the 3rd episode.
Oh man.
Well, there's only.
But I don't mind spoilers. I'm a person that loves spoilers because I go and watch it anyway.
I gotta go see it myself. Yeah, I'm the same. I don't care nothing about you. You're not gonna spoil nothing for me. I don't care. People be crying. Oh, you spoiled it for me.
It depends. It depends, but yeah, I'll still if you're on the show talking about it.
No, like if you're gonna
already opening up that can of worms,
Well, I mean, don't tell me who Kaiser Soze is. Like that would suck. But you know what I mean? It's not a Kaiser Soze situation. It's it's a Disney Plus show. It's not. You know what I mean? Like that's why there's spoilers and then there's spoilers, right?
Like it's different for me watching movies now.
Right.
Like when I was younger, I used to watch it for the surprise and the whoos and the ahs. Now I just watch it for the artistry and the cinematography and the different nuances and the little callbacks to other things. That's what I enjoy watching a movie now. You know what I mean? So I like all that stuff. So it's just like I don't.
Not wrong. It's a different experience. and that's what's up. In episode 5, like, so yeah, she does meet with Anakin, and but she goes into the world between worlds, all right, and that's what we talked about a couple times on the show. If you did not see the Rebels animated series, the whole Ahsoka, the Ahsoka show, first of all, to be appreciated fully, you do have to watch Rebels. It's not like it would help.
What about
And no, you don't have to watch Rebels to enjoy Ahsoka, but to appreciate it fully, to get what I get out of it, you got to see Rebels. You know what I mean? Like, you might get a lot, you might love it. To get what I'm getting out of it, you won't even.
Ahsoka without watching Clone Wars and Rebels is like a good cheeseburger. Like, if you like cheese, a good cheeseburger, you know, got the cheese, got the burger, got the bun, you know what I'm saying? Cheese melted on the burger. It's perfect cheeseburger. But and that's the mayo, that's the ketchup, that's the mustard, that's the special sauce, that's the tomatoes, all the fixings outside of what you order. Like, you know, you either get a good cheeseburger or you get all the fixings.
Make it a
Rebels and Clone Wars having that knowledge, that's all the fixings.
Make it a special
right, exactly.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Because it's a lot of it, like, just the reason of why they care so much to go follow this guy named Ezra. You don't even know who that is if you didn't watch Rebels. Who is this Thrawn guy, right? Why do we care? So if you didn't see Rebels or you didn't read the books of Thrawn, like, by the way, there's 3 trilogies that are phenomenal. But the you know, that all that just makes it a little bit better if you read the extra books or you read the comics. Like, there's some great Thrawn comics that if you don't want to read the novels, you could read the comics, and just getting that, it's gonna make the show so much better of an experience. It's almost like making a live action version of an anime or something like that. It's like an experience to see the stuff you read about or know about played out in live action.
Johnny Quest Gaming said Ahsoka is great because they used the old Sonny Chiba Ghost of Tsushima fight scene type vibe. Look, he just posted it up. Yep.
So where can we learn information like that? Let's say I'm actually not a Star Wars fan. I've seen the movies, I've seen the shows and everything, but as far as reading the books or following the comics, I don't do that. So starting off, like just like One Piece. I mean, like, One Piece is now a phenomenon, and people are trying to get into it. Where can we start with Star Wars? Like, I don't want to start somebody off on like my wife. She's kind of nerdy, so she would like Star Wars, but I can't start her off on, you know, Hope. I can't start her off on like the third.
You can't put her on Do a New Hope first.
Yeah, I can't put her on that one first. So where do I start her off with the comics?
Why can't you put her onto A New Hope first?
You gotta
because like even when I watch it, it's kind of it's not. I don't know. I just feel like it's not catchy. Like, you would have to know it or love it, or you would have had to watch that movie years ago to enjoy it now. Does that make not? I'm trying to say it. It's like trying to watch Godfathers. You know, it's like it's not the same feel from the 90s now. Does that make sense?
Well, this is what you have to do. If you want to put her onto it, you have to, one, clear your day. Period. Clear your day.
Because it ain't about one movie. It cannot be done in one movie.
No. Clear your day. You do Hope. Then you do Empire Strikes Back. Then you do Jedi. Then you bounce back. Just do the order as they came out. And then you'll get the full picture. Your mind will start working. Then you'll see who's what where they fit in. Now, the last 3,
I got an idea for him.
You don't even have to watch the last 3. You don't need to watch.
I don't. Yeah, forget about
Disney. No.
Force Awakens. All that.
That's not on his own.
About that. We uncanonized that shit. The fans have uncanonized that shit.
Right.
But I would say this because I know what you're talking about. It's like old looking, you know, and I get it. The puppets, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, my son, he's 19. He loved them. He watched them as a little kid though, and he you know.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this.
I can put my kids on it right now, but like
you can start her. listen, I got you. Start her on Rogue One.
Okay. Yeah. Rogue One is
because chronologically it's the first one.
Yeah.
Chronologically, it's the beginning.
yeah.
Well, I guess no. That's
beginning of that.
Yeah.
beginning before.
Well, if you want to keep
it'll get it back to the trilogy. To the OG.
If you want to keep the suspense about who Darth Vader is, you know what I'm saying, then Rogue One would be the perfect start. Then going into 4,
then
5,
go to New Hope,
Empires, and Jedi, and then you can go back to 1, 2, and 3 because the Clone Wars, what the Clone Wars does, which I love, because we hear so much, you know, well, we didn't hear a lot about, like, when you first hear, you know, when you go to New Hope and you know, he's talking to Ben, and you know, he finds out that Ben was a Jedi, and you know, he's like, yeah, you know, I fought with you, fought with your dad in the Clone Wars. You know, it was such a small
just
sentence,
mention it.
and it was just, but when you see what the Clone Wars was and how like it changed the landscape of everything forever for that period, because you think about the fact that the Jedis had been around for a millennia, and this war that was both sides was being ran by the same dude, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, both sides had the same leader, basically, you know, Palpatine, you know, orchestrating, doing what he was doing to get his stranglehold, to get his power, to become the emperor, to create an empire and become the emperor. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole meat of it. And then and to get these, first and foremost, the clones was the biggest part of it all, because he needed all of those soldiers. He needed that army to be able to take out the Jedi methodically as he did. If he didn't have those clones and Order 66 not being put in place, the Jedi Order would have not failed the way it failed. You know, they was completely thrown off from it.
That man is thinking 10 moves ahead, bro. Palpatine has been ahead, bro. He if you go read Darth Plagueis, first of all, that's gonna give you who Palpatine is. That's that you gotta read. But no, if you start someone like a modern, you know, person that might not be into watching an old movie first, start on Rogue One, because it's gonna be an up-to-date, you know, new modern movie, and it's gonna get her interested maybe in what is the Death Star, what is Darth Vader and all of that. So then you put her on the first movie that came out, right, which is A New Hope. And what I think, and what Ghost talking about, and the great thing about the way that the movies were put out is that you just get the mention of the Clone Wars. They don't get into it. They don't talk much about it, but you just hear about it. So your imagination goes bananas, and you're like, what the fuck are the Clone Wars? And then you hear about this guy Anakin, and you're, who's this guy Anakin? And you have all these crazy, but it's just these little fleeting things. And then George Lucas gives you 3 fucking movies about all those little tiny hints. But if you watch those big movies first, that shit is meaningless. So you gotta watch the first movies first, get all those little clues and shit, and then be like, oh, and then you get to see it fold out. You get to see the Clone Wars. You get to see Anakin become Darth Vader. Like, you get to see all that shit, and then it's meaningful if you watch it in that order. But Rogue One,
let me defend myself a little bit. So what I'm talking about here too is like Star Trek. Like, let's say that we were talking about Star Trek. Like, I wouldn't start her off on She Loves It. I wouldn't start her off on The Wrath of Khan. Like, that's too far. Like, I wouldn't start her. I don't know the names of them.
But J.J. Abrams.
I wouldn't start her that far off. I would start with J.J. Abrams and then bring her in.
I got you.
Which is how that's how Star Trek.
You could do that with Star Trek. You just can't do that with Star Wars. It's a space opera. It's not, you know, Star Trek is very almost episodic. Each thing is a different thing. Star Wars is one long story. It's a saga. That's the difference. That's one difference. There's many fucking differences, but that's just one. Shout out to Johnny Quest Gaming engaging in the chat. He said, I've been a Star Wars fan since I was a kid, and besides the OG canon, Dave tells the best stories. I agree. However, I think people who don't read the novels or comics can miss out on a lot bigger picture. Man, say it again. Say it again. Matter of fact, let me take that off the screen, and I'm gonna put it back on the screen and say it again. I think people who don't read the comics and the novels miss out on the real fucking Star Wars. I'm not like the movies are cool, but to me they're icing. The books is where it's at. The novels, the video games, even and the comics, like that's the real meat of Star Wars. That's the shit I love about it. Not saying you have to, but the TV shows, etc., can be like X-Men cartoon show is good, but it can lead you astray to the actual storyline. That's right. That's right.
Let me tell you a guilty pleasure. Or not guilty pleasure, but I can say I only like the first 3 out of all the Star Wars, just the first 3, the Hope, Empire, and Jedi. Because I grew up on that. That's just like second nature. So that I'm always gonna have that mind state as that's my core. Even though that's not the core of the story, but that's my core. I always revert back to that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I got a sort of a secret like that too. Like my favorite 3 Star Wars movies is Empire Strikes Back #1, Rogue One #2,
okay,
Revenge of the Sith #3.
Oh, okay.
Those are in that order. That's not.
I have a confession. I'm not a Star Wars fan. No, let me not.
No, you already said
that. You already said that.
Let me not get kicked off the show. But I do like the animated. I like the Clone Wars, and I like the Yeah, that's about it, man. I like when growing up watching the animated series.
Well, if you like that shit, then go watch the prequels because you'll like those.
Send them to the Sarlacc pit.
I do like Layla.
Drop them down in the
Jabba the Hutt. She meets Bubba. Yeah. Not Boba Fett. Where's the one that she meets? Where she's chained up and she's a slave.
Yeah, Jabba.
Jedi. Return of the Jedi.
Is that one?
That's the third of the original.
That's my favorite scene. Like that's hands down my favorite scene.
It's a cool scene. I do love that because I love to see Luke in his full-fledged, Jedi, all black, like fully figured out.
It's cool. Scene, but
no, I know. I know why you like him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know why you.
Now when he had Black Air Force energy and Jim.
That was Black Air Force Luke
for the murder game.
Word.
Hey, but Rogue One was another one. Rogue One was another one where it was mentioned very small in A New Hope, where it was like, the people who sacrifice themselves getting this information about the Death Star's weakness. And when you realize that when they made that movie and from that, and of course Andor, which of course is the prequel to it, that was it was ingenious. It was ingenious. It was ingenious. It was ingenious to get to those points because you got to think about, the fact that the Empire popped up out of nowhere and it seemingly looked like, okay, it's a good idea for this to have happened because, here it is. We got these people, they done attack Palpatine and, he got to do executive order, let's go ahead and flip the Republic over and, create an empire. And it just be for the good of the galaxy, nobody ain't gonna come at us crazy no more like they did with this whole war, with this Clone Wars. Now we can have peace in the galaxy. Everything's up under one empire, blah blah. So they thought, and
right
later, what I'm saying, where excuse me, where it was perfect, where Rebels, where we got the timeline of where Rebels started, where you had the newer generation. They was like, hey, the Empire ain't botched. This ain't what it's supposed to be. The Empire is bugging. We got to rebel against this. We got to do something. What we gonna do? And so it was great to see the Rebels tackling that side away from what ended up being one of the climactic and main stories, because the Skywalkers are the key to it all, because the Empire would not have succeeded if not for having his new apprentice Darth Vader, aka Anakin, on his side to, of course, first and foremost, take out the younglings. What I'm saying, and the Jedi's from that point, he already had them, and it was like, yo, it's
now this leads into
I mean, like with that
Ahsoka.
passion.
I'm saying, and that go ahead.
My bad. With that passion that you were just speaking about, Goat, like, where do I find that? I follow the story. Like, I've seen them, but I didn't get that story. I guess, how do you figure out that storyline? Like, where can I get that?
That's based on how you viewed movies. That's all it is. So like everybody has their personal passion towards Star Wars, their affection for certain parts, certain characters, certain nuances. So it's based on how you see it. I mean, like Goat, he can't give you the passion that he has for it because that's his. You know what I'm saying? So,
and my passion is a drop in the bucket compared to Johnny Quest gaming. Johnny Quest gaming.
Facts.
My dude, he plays the video games, the anime, the comics. I mean,
that's what's up. You know, but like you were saying with Anakin's and Palpatine, it also goes into Ahsoka being Anakin's apprentice, like a student. He was teaching her. You know what I mean? Now, if he's the strongest in the universe, you know, as far as the Jedi and now Sith, what does that make her? She's straddling the line. She's the part of the gray part. You know what I'm saying? Because there's the Jedi, the Sith, and then there's that in between.
Mm-hmm.
So she can master both sides.
And with Ahsoka, she's singing in this delicate place where, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, but before the Clone Wars, before we finally seen, you know, the Clone Wars in action and not beyond, you know, episodes 1 and 2 of the prequels, you know, when we start seeing the meat of it after, because this all happened after Sith had came out, because Sith came out in 2005, so we didn't start getting the meat of the Clone Wars until afterwards. And shout out to Dave Filoni, who was just like us. You know what I'm saying? A Star Wars fan, grew up on Star Wars and said, "Hey, let me go ahead and put some more meat in this on this plate." And you know what I'm saying? And started giving y'all some more. And he, you know what I'm saying, who can
fill in the gap
story than him? He's the creator of the freaking character. So you know, this character Ahsoka, you know, came out of nowhere for Star Wars fans, because, you know, the last thing that we ever thought, you know what I'm saying, we didn't think, oh, Anakin had an apprentice. And especially, you know, this was during the time of war. You know, here was, you know what I'm saying, he having to teach her about, you know, balance and how to use the Force and these Jedi teachings, but they at war. We're at war. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can't, like he said to her, like, when you watched episode 5, you know, the most recent episode, he was telling her that, you know, Obi-Wan, he taught me my ways of the Jedi, you know what I'm saying? When we was at a time of peace, we were, you know, keepers of the peace, and, you know what I'm saying, come in and, you know, help out when we could, you know, for whatever affairs the Republic had going on. But, you know, now, you know what I'm saying, we fighting for our lives out here. So I can't really teach you how to sit back and, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, look at the trees and the bees and all that crap. Hey, we got to get in blood out here. You know?
Yeah, man. Dog, and I want to highlight real quick what Johnny Quest Gaming said. He said, "I wish we could get the real badass Luke." And listen, man, it's a Luke I don't even know. So that hermit drinking out of walrus titties, that's not Luke, okay? That is not Luke Skywalker. That's not where he is at that point in his life. That's not what's going on. That man is like a god at that point.
He was being hunted too,
bro. The amount of just Google the feats of Legends. No, Google feats of Legends Luke. Yep. Legends Luke. Just Google the feats of Legends Luke, and it'll tell you some of the shit he's done, just with his powers and shit. Just to give you a frame of like how powerful he becomes. And his son Jason, his son Ben Solo, Ben Skywalker rather, and then Han and Leia have a son named Jason Solo. And they sort of fucked that up with the movies, giving that guy,
you know, all that crap. Like Luke, I finally saw my Luke. I finally saw my Luke in the season finale of Mandalorian 2. When that was my Luke. That's my Luke right there. That's Legend Luke. That's the Luke we should have had back in '88. Like, when you think about the Mandalorian takes place like 5 years after Jedi, so that would have been like around '88 when we would have seen that if it came out, you know, in real life.
That would have been how he was after Jedi. I mean, that's how he was. That's how he is, and that's why I fuck with Dave Filoni, man, because he will give us like you know, Karen Kennedy. She tried to say that none of the Legends shit is canon no more. All the Legends shit not canon. You know, we not. So she's doesn't know shit about Star Wars. So guys like Dave Filoni can pepper in and sneak in shit from Legends that she don't even know. She has no idea. We getting our Legends canon. He giving it to us. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
You know, sprinkle it in like Salt Bay.
Right. Right. It in.
Johnny Quest Gaming said, honestly, the truth was told in prequels. The other Jedis are users. The Skywalker blood is the Force. So imagine this: you drive a machine or can use a machine. The Skywalkers are the actual Force.
Yeah.
Real talk, because who Anakin daddy? Anakin daddy daggone some medical glorians, you know what I'm saying? Going up there.
Right.
And that's what she was trying to do with Rey. She was trying to replace Anakin. I mean, Luke, that whole family.
Trying to make it a female thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you know, and the thing is, it's just like with my character Jelly and Jelly Bean Dream. You know, there are some amazing woman characters out there, but you know, when they try to marry Suda type thing, it's not gonna work like that. You can't marry.
Bro, Ahsoka is the perfect example. You can't tell us that we're sexist or we don't like women characters and all of that because it has nothing to do with that. Just don't marry.
First badass. Leia was the first badass.
Leia, Padme. They, you know what I'm saying? Look at Padme in the Clone Wars. She was busted.
Right. I mean,
so, yeah.
That's where Leia came from.
It's always been strong female characters in Star Wars. So all of this down with the patriarchy nonsense that she's on, it really has nothing to do with that. What it is, she wants to promote her little agenda, and she don't know nothing about Star Wars or care about it.
All right.
And it's just sad that it came into her hand.
I wouldn't say she doesn't know. I would say she want to ignore everything that George Lucas put in place. Like she was up under George Lucas.
She got beat. They do got beat.
Like she was up under George Lucas, so she know full well everything. Yeah. And then now she's like, "Oh, now I'm in the chair. Now I'm the master."
She's Palpatine. Let's keep it real. She's Palpatine. Yeah, she's the real Palpatine.
Yeah. But that's why I also like that's why I don't care so much about directors and all this other stuff. I don't need a famous director come in and write this stuff. And we also have to remember that even though we know a lot of strong female leads and characters, a lot of other women who aren't nerds or aren't geeks or aren't into the culture, they don't. So these media corporations have to make money somehow and draw in a crowd. And I'm just speaking in their defense because like I can understand like it's hard to market Star Wars to females. Like it's like, why am I watching Luke, travel across the universe? It's hard to market, but with Ahsoka, I can market that. She's beautiful, she's bold, she's strong, she's smart.
And we don't mind it because everybody loves
Ahsoka. Yeah, she has the only white lightsaber in the whole entire galaxy. Like she is amazing. She knows how to talk. She knows how to move. Like that's what sells. And I wish they would do more female roles that because that's what sells.
But see, that's the thing. We shouldn't even look at it in terms of selling. I mean, Star Wars franchise sells itself. The name alone sells itself. Right. That's just like when my man said, what you call it, said in American Gangster, it sells itself. The name.
This shit here sells itself.
So once you put Star Wars out there, you don't need to market it to females or whatever. They're going to the movies because the dudes is taking them to the movies to watch it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to watch it regardless. Yep. As far as little kids, they got the cartoons. They got the little Ewoks. They got all these little characters. Because remember, Grogu, mastermind when it came to knowing what children and making products.
You know how much Baby Yoda stuff out there, aka Grogu. You know what I'm saying?
Grogu
Baby Yoda sells itself.
I mean, he missed the ball a little bit with Jar Jar Binks. It's just there was a lot of hate on Jar Jar. I like Jar Jar Binks. I like that character.
I ain't mad at Jar Jar, and
I'm not mad at that character, man.
I don't like that.
I ain't never had no hate towards Jar Jar. I was just peeved off of him from time to time, but outside of that, I now who I did hate and hate to this day, it pees me off because I love this dude as an actor. I've been a fan since Attack the Block, and of course he did great this year as They Clone Tyrone. John Boyega, that's my dude right
there.
Yeah, bro, we gotta talk about Attack the Block.
But
he can act, bro. He got some
was all the way through sucked, so and that was a big part of it right there. He was
just in there as token, basically.
Yeah,
his name was FN. Read the code FN. FN.
Hey, but let's talk. One day we got to talk about Attack on the Block, bro, because Attack on the Block was legit a great, underrated alien movie, bro. The most underrated alien movie, Attack on my Block. Where were they located? In England, I think, or London.
Yeah. Because he's British. He's Black British. Yep. So Attack the Block was freaking amazing. That movie was amazing on every level. Straight up.
Yep. Shout out to Johnny Quest said, I think, truth be told, I think the Force killed Padme. She couldn't give birth to the midichlorians that were passed on. Also, Kathleen Kennedy is on purpose trashing the storyline for the agenda. Facts. But that's a dope theory because they never really say what kills Padme or why she dies, and it's like she is having Luke and Leia, two of the most powerful beings to basically ever fucking really live. And that's crazy. So yeah, that's a serious, that's a deep theory right there.
And his own midichlorians was telling him that she was gonna die.
Right.
He was he was being warned that
telepathically. Yeah.
Speaking
of telepathically,
was he supposed to have children? I mean, a Jedi is like a monk. Was he really supposed to have family?
Yeah, I mean, normally the
Jedi
not
supposed to have a girl.
So yeah, that was pretty much that. That Force seed struggle. Yoda was like, dick down.
Wait. I thought in the books they were allowed to at least have sex. They're not allowed to do that in the books.
They're not allowed. They're not supposed to have attachments, so they're not supposed to be in love. But yeah, they can go get their dick wet. They don't. I mean, but it ain't. It ain't. It's all about the attachments. You know what I mean? Like that's all. They're supposed to have no attachments, which it's easier said than done, obviously. Right. But that's the whole thing with. That's why they see the Jedi is not this. Just good. They're not good, all right, by any means. I mean, they basically steal little babies and take them and train them from toddlers. If they find that they're force sensitive, they'll just take them from the parents.
What it was right there when they said Anakin was too old. Like the boy was like 9 years old. So I mean, they supposed to get him like when he's like 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, so not to get on the religious stuff. But not to get on any religious stuff, but it's similar to what the Catholic Church is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a religion, and George based all that shit on that. I mean, everything Star Wars is based on.
Yeah, but it's the military too, because it's a mind frame of I cannot. I think Frederick.
They're like the Knights Templar.
You can't change a man's mind. It's easier to develop a child's mind than it is to change a man's mind. Bro, even in the military does it to us all the time.
That's why they
where do you see the military?
Why do you think they take 18-year-olds?
You see them at schools. Yeah, you don't see them at the
They take 17-year-olds.
Yeah, you see them lower than that, like in high school.
Because the fucking grown ass man's gonna be like, hell no, I ain't doing that shit.
Right.
Honestly. But if you get you as a little kid, get you as a 17, 18-year-old, oh, this shit is gonna become, this is real. Like this is a tradition.
Back in the day, they had wars. It was 15, 16.
That's why they 18. That's why they didn't catch me. So they called my daddy and he told me nope.
Right. And with us, like they indoctrinated us with Vietnam movies, G.I. Joe. I mean, we talk about G.I. Joe all the time. Like that shit, made us want to do that shit.
Right. That was supposed to make us say, hey, let's go join up. And I mean, if you seen like Starship Troopers, like you see how Starship Troopers went down, like, and we got that little bit of programming right there. And then of course, a couple years later, rest in peace, everybody who, passed on that tragic day 22 years ago, those were the things that were supposed to help indoctrinate all of us into, hey, let's go ahead and go fight. But who are we fighting? We need to know who we fighting first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Pearl Harbor happened, we knew, the Empire of Japan did it. But, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm just gonna keep it true. Did we really win that? Because, we love German cars, we love Italian food, and we watching anime.
Here's the thing. There's no war that has ever been won. There's no war ever that has ever been won.
We didn't,
There's only people who profited from those wars. That's it.
Who profited the most? Because everybody profits. It's who profit the most. Dog, man, what's good, Stu? Welcome back.
What up? What up?
Yeah.
What up?
What's happening?
What up, man? I mean, war.
Totally good.
Listen, man, war is just for population control. Let's keep it a buck. That's what it's for. It has to happen. It will happen. For whatever reasons that it happens to keep. We have no natural predators, so the only thing we can do is kill each other in order to keep our numbers in check. If not, we're gonna get like a disease like bubonic plague or COVID or something like that. Take our numbers down. It has to happen.
It's nature.
And with that being said, the thing that they did is they dropped that bomb on Japan. They dropped the first atomic bomb, 2 of them, to eliminate and make a catastrophe of cities. So, like, that war was about testing out those bombs.
Nah. It was about. Well, it was not only was it about. Well, they did the testing already, but it was to end the war, and it was to let them know that we could drop another one. Like when I was
like, we find out.
But you know,
it shut up the rest of the world. No, the rest of the world, and the rest of the world, every other country in the world was like, oh shit, we don't want it with the U.S. And everybody, you know,
humanity is only 15% of the total planet. Humanity we're not at high level population, so the population control argument is put in our minds. Because there's more land mass where everybody can live, period. The whole world can fit in the state of Texas.
But the thing is the problem is there has to be room for farmland to feed that many people, and there's only so much farmable land, and that's where the problem is.
We have that. We
got a food shortage right now.
But the people that are in control want you to think one way.
Oh, sure, 100%.
Control you to make you think that, oh, we're in a scarcity mindset or we're in a fight or flight mindset all the time. We want to be in a peaceful mindset all the time, but now they keep us in that mind frame, quite like the Empire. They play both sides and tell people this is how it is. This is what it is. No, because we don't have the resources to really look outside like that. Yeah, we go on trips here and there, but we really know the totality of this planet? We don't.
Oh yeah.
No.
We definitely do.
We don't even know how.
We know the totality, but it's we know it. But the real question is, do we realize it? Like right now, you got global warming. It's a real thing. But you got like Donald Trump when he was president. Oh, it's something the Chinese event. He really have people believing that it don't exist. But the weather patterns will speak otherwise about how things are. Like look how hot last summer was. Look how hot where we at, Raw Talk. Look how hot it was. So hot the grass was burning up. Like all the
people knew this shit was coming. People knew this shit was coming, but they're not ready to give up their daily fucking amenities, their regular comforts. Do you know how different your life would be if fossil fuels just stopped? If they just stopped that shit?
All right, check it out.
You have no idea what that shit actually. It's not just your gasoline, bro.
Even electric cars and everything
has to do with your food. That has to do with the processing of everything we deal with.
Everything. Yeah, NASA even said it. They said that the Earth was 65 degrees warmer than what it should be, and they said they've been telling the governments and all them for years, like where we're at now is where they told us we was going to be at now if they didn't do something.
It's not based on man's involvement. This is the natural order of the planet.
The planet probably just shaking us off its back like a fly, like a horse with a fly.
We go around. Sooner or later.
Just like we're gonna see an ice age. We're gonna see another ice age, and maybe 500 years there'll be another ice age. It's just
man Agent Smith. He had it real when he said that that we are like one other species, and that's a virus. We are like a virus on this planet. So of course the planet is gonna buck.
Yeah,
that's true.
We are infecting it.
The ice age.
It's sick. We've made it sick. There's a fucking a pollution spot. There's a blob of pollution in the ocean the size of Texas.
We are parasites.
I don't think it's
floating
the
around.
governments. I think the governments are trying to save us because like you just said, I think that the world is trying to eliminate us, or like not Mother Nature is trying to make her.
I mean,
way
they're trying to get it, stay healthy and keep it at a healthy level. There's always room for bacteria.
Yo,
We
I got all
bacteria.
bunch of information.
I already know. I see you cooking, bro. I already know. I already know what we're all talking beyond, dog. Nah, but I mean, but yeah, it's crazy, man. But back to Ahsoka real quick, man. Ahsoka, because we did talk about the mystical side of Ahsoka and how, like, it was more of like a, the mystical, the Force food group for Star Wars. And we finally got something that I've been anticipating. I know if you watch the Rebel show, you've been anticipating the World Between Worlds and seeing that shit unfold in live action, and we did get that. And the latest visit that Ahsoka took there was memorable for many reasons, but Dave Filoni and the Force left the outcome vague enough. I think that it might not be entirely clear to everybody what she took out of the experience. And in a way, like, that is also the beauty of it. Not everything has to be spelled out, obviously, and some things are best left to interpretation. But and because everyone can take something different from it, everyone can make it their own and relate to it, and I think like
put their own interpretation. Use their imagination.
And I think what we saw
talking about the never-ending story. Nobody uses their imagination anymore. Everybody's got to be
right, and then nothing was going to come.
When you like look at Batman. When we used to watch it when we was kids, they did it like the comics. Like, Batman had his little gadgets, everything fit on his utility belt. But then you had some joker be like, "Come on, man, how you gonna pull that out of there?" You know what I mean? Because we used that.
You got to ruin it for, man.
Like, of course we. Right, of course we know it ain't
real. Ain't got no
but guess what?
Shark repellent. Can of shark repellent spray.
But right now we're just chilling, watching this, man. We vibing off of this. Just leave us, like, let us get this and let it be gone. And like they said, the easiest way to
they want to explain,
take away the imagination.
And people want to break it down. They want to be like, "Oh, it's no time traveling in Star Wars." First of all, the World Between Worlds is not just time traveling. That's not what it is. And Dave Filoni broke it down. He explained it all. It's more of a nuanced. It's like shit from the past can be experienced there, but you're not really going back in time, if that makes sense.
So like consciousness, like
and right, but you right. And I think what we saw in the World Between Worlds is that Ahsoka is a bit world weary, and she's been fighting for a long time, and she's not sure if she has the strength to keep going on. Like, she's like, and she's been very calm and everything, and that's why she's felt a bit standoffish so far in the series. And a lot of people thought she was having that she was doing a dry performance, or her performance was wooden. No, Rosario Dawson is playing that shit exactly the way it's supposed to be played.
Exactly.
And it concerns her that Anakin taught her to be a warrior, not a Jedi. She's not a Jedi, and we see her address those concerns during her memory in the Battle of Ryloth. Also, getting to see the fucking Clone Wars in live action, bro. I'm telling you, if you didn't watch the animated, the Clone Wars and Rebels, you're not gonna get as much out of it. But equally, she was haunted rather by the knowledge that the man who basically taught her everything became Darth Vader. He just fell to the dark side and committed all these atrocities and all of that. And as his apprentice, what authority does she have to teach another person the ways of the Jedi or anything, or what, who is she to do that? And not only does she consider herself more of a warrior, a shadow warrior, a gray Jedi, if anything, than a Jedi, but she has to deal with the fact that all of the knowledge she has to pass on might be flawed, because this guy Anakin, who she looked up to and taught her everything she knew, became this evil entity.
That's a good point.
And can she teach Sabine?
Remember, Anakin was seduced. Anakin was seduced by Darth Sidious.
Yeah, but she doesn't know the intricacies of that. She just knows he fell to the dark side.
Right. But remember, you got to remember, if you watch when we were watching, was it episode 3? Remember when he was talking to Anakin, remember his power was the power of suggestion. So when Darth Sidious is talking to
Manipulation,
you,
yeah.
he's manipulating you just by his voice. That's why when he
Oh
was
yeah.
fighting Mace, Mace was like, "Don't listen to him. Whatever you do, don't listen to him," because he can just by talking to you, he make you stop and think, and that's just enough for him to strike a lethal blow on you or something like he did.
He's just like the serpent, you know. He's just like the serpent, you know what I'm saying, whispering in the bush, you know
Right,
what I'm saying, tempting you. You're like, hey,
right,
Yeah.
right. And he's tempting you, right?
and,
I
and
remember,
so
remember he was, yeah, remember he was talking to Anakin about Padme dying. He was like, "Oh, like there was somebody that did cheat death," and Anakin
Mm-hmm.
was all ears listening to that. He was like, and he knew
Yeah.
Anakin was having bad dreams.
he's
He
like,
told him, he was
how
like,
tell
"Yeah,
me about this power, you know. And
You
yeah,
gotta read. That's why you
yeah,
gotta read Darth Plagueis, man. You gotta read Darth Plagueis.
so
Because
with
that's
Ahsoka, with
that's
Ahsoka, you got to think of it like this, you know what I'm saying, for those who, who have, you know, parents who wasn't, very parental, you know what I'm saying, like,
right.
you have a alcoholic parent or something like that, like, will I pass this on to my child and this, that, and the third,
Right.
that's how she's thinking, when it comes to the students. That's why she didn't want to train Grogu, and that's why she was hesitant on training
Sabine.
Sabine, because as we learned in
to be,
Ahsoka,
yeah."
she left Sabine. She left
Yep.
Sabine. She left Anakin. She left Sabine. And
She said
so,
that, and remember she said it.
and
Yeah, she said I walked away from everything.
and so Anakin, his important lesson that he wanted to give her, that he had to find out via death, is to live. And you know what I'm saying? And for those you if you live long enough, if you understand life, it ain't just about breathing, it ain't just about it ain't just about still being alive, it's about living. And so that was his greatest lesson that he passed on to her. And you know what I'm saying? And you can see that, after she woke up, and even the change of clothes, her wearing white now, Ahsoka the white, and you see that she
See,
has now finally said, okay, it's time for me to live. That's why when she was like,
she said, "I
when
choose to live."
Purple, and she was like, wait, you don't know where it's gonna take us? And she was like, no, so she ain't, like, she's concerned but not concerned. She's like, hey, we just gonna enjoy this ride and see where it takes us, and we know we'll be closer to wherever Sabine and they are on the ring than we are right now. So let's just ride and let's see what's up.
Yeah.
And her when she said that to him, when she said, her telling him, "I choose to live," that's her deciding to go ahead and move on, like and take that the teachings from Anakin, can be cool, like because the evil that he became, you know what I mean, that she can take what he learned and still take, the good out of the bad, and still do, see that he can still be good, and see the good in him and all of that, and that maybe the galaxy needs a warrior right now to keep fighting for the good when nobody else can. And
Right.
so,
But that goes back
yeah,
to Reno. That goes back to what you always said about them and the way they wrote these new movies. When you go back to some of the books that Reno always talk about, he read and all that, it always talks about Luke being that warrior that the
mm-hmm.
galaxy needed. He was that lone
Oh yeah.
Jedi. He dressed in black, and only the Sith dressed in black, but he dressed in black, but he was a good guy.
Yeah,
And
well,
he
actually, the
walked
Jedi
around.
did dress in black. That's something that's a misconception, because people, the movies made it with where they dress like they dressed them like the moisture farmers. Because in the
Yeah,
books,
yeah,
like,
they
they
did.
really do dress in all black, yeah. And so everyone sees that Jedi robe, and really that was just that was the Uncle and Aunt Beru guy. That they copied off. So, but
Right.
it's
Very good.
George Lucas. But
Luke was that. Yeah, Luke was that hero. Luke was
the
that
world
guy that went
between
around.
worlds. Oh, another thing that was crazy was I don't know if y'all noticed, but she had Sith eyes,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and
Getting ready to strike.
yeah, and she had yellow Sith eyes in the final stages of her fight with Anakin, and that sort of symbolized her inner struggle with the light and the dark side. You know what I mean? And the yellow eyes
Yes.
showed that she had every opportunity to turn to the dark side by slaying Anakin in the world between worlds right there. But she chose against it to live instead, and she said, "I choose to live." But yeah, that was because those yellow eyes, if you don't know, that's the Sith eyes. When you become a Sith, your eyes turn yellow and shit like that. But You know, there's a lot of different ways for people to portray the lessons that Anakin taught Ahsoka and the different things that Ahsoka learned in that encounter in the world between worlds, you know, in that, you know, and the important part was that Ahsoka overcame her inner darkness and became a better version of herself and all of that. So it's man.
Before Anakin died, he showed her how to fight off more than one opponent at one time with a lightsaber. When we were watching the Star Wars, the shorts, not the shorts, the what was it called?
Oh,
the cartoon that we watched with
Dooku,
Tales
of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi. Remember how he was telling? He was like, "Look, what if you got to fight more than one person? Like, what if you got a gang of people?" Shit, like he was teaching her things for survival that really helped her survive Order 66, whether she liked it or not. And we might not all agree with what Anakin turned into, but in the end, Luke did bring him back to realizing that there was good and that he made a mistake in following the Emperor. And that's what mattered the most.
Who would you guys? Would you guys rather, Sith or Jedi? Who would you rather be?
Oh, well, definitely not Sith. Definitely not.
If me, I would want to be a gray Jedi.
That's why I would be.
I want to be a gray.
You know, I would walk the gray path.
Yeah, because the Jedi is just way too strict and just kind of ridiculous, and their dogma ends up being contradictory and all of that. So I don't, and I'm not a religious guy, you know, and that's basically it's a religion. So, but as far as walking in between, because no, I don't want to be a Sith because, like, you know, I think what Goat's going at, you going, first of all, it takes a toll on your body, like it fucks you up. You become like, that's why all the Sith are all decrepit, and you see why Palpatine
they're all transhuman. They're all transhuman. If you look at them, they're part machine and they're part like
a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of them do get that shit. They don't all, but a great story. Like a flip side to that is, would I rather read about a Sith or a Jedi? I'd rather read Sith stories. There's a trilogy called the Bane trilogy, man. That it's the best. It's my favorite shit. And it's a whole. It breaks down. Like, if you really want to understand the Sith inside and out, read that Bane trilogy, bro.
Johnny Quest Gamer said he would be a gray Jedi. He'd be more like Cade Skywalker.
Great example, Cade. Man, I just sold all them damn comics. I had all them shits with Cade. That's a dope series right there. And in that series, they show the death sticks, and they're like these little vials of like clear liquid. You remember how when he was like, "You want some death sticks?" and he was like, "You don't want to sell me death sticks." Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Well, death sticks. Obi-Wan, so here's a great fucking example of how Catherine Kennedy and her whole little squad don't know shit, because the whole High Republic bullshit that they got going on, their little High Republic comic series and book series.
Yeah.
They talk about death sticks and talk about how they lean against the wall smoking a death stick and all of that, like it's a cigarette. It's a vial. It's a drug. It's a fucking vial. It's a drug that you take. It's not a fucking cigarette, asshole. But anyway, that's just Cade. I
wouldn't want to be any of the three. I'd rather be a bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter. Yeah.
Just keep it a G. Straight up Mandalorian bounty hunter or what have you. That's it.
So you're gonna be a Mandalorian bounty hunter. So you're gonna be fierce with it. You're gonna be fierce with it because it's a bounty hunter, and then you got a Mandalorian bounty hunter. That's
a whole nother level.
And they got the
Beskar armor. First of all,
armor, they ready.
You feel me? Yeah. Be nice.
And the Mandalorian, the whole reason for their armor and their jetpack and their blowtorch and all of that shit is because it's trained to combat against force powers of the Jedi. That's who that's the Mandalorians fought against the Jedi in the old wars, and that's their whole thing is to be able to fight people that have force jump and force push and force pull and all of those moves. And so they got things like, you know, so you can't block a blowtorch. You could block a blaster, but you can't block a blowtorch. So that's why they got the blowtorch, shit like that. They got the hook that shoots out and pulls you to them. That's their force pull. Right? They got the jetpack, so they could.
And that's the main reason why what's his name, wanted Jango Fett as a clone, as a clone.
They're the best fighters to kill the Jedi.
He was the clone kid, and he was like, "Hey, you
And
got
then
that good
remember,
DNA.
the
We need
armor-
all that. We need
Yeah.
all that."
Remember their
See?
armor is made out of Beskar. Remember their armor is made out of Beskar, so you can block a lightsaber.
Right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
why they make the armor Beskar. That's what I was saying.
And their techniques and stuff. He was one of the best at the techniques of fighting. So that was passed down, even though his iteration of a Mandalorian is not the true Mandalorians. So there was a whole that was even a different race. You know what I'm saying? The Mandalorian, a whole nother race. So it's just crazy. But he passed down the techniques and the religion during the time frames. It's crazy. But to fight those Jedis, man, and those Sith, yeah, I'd rather be that.
You gotta do
bro. I mean, that's the thing, man. That Star Wars got something for everybody, man. If you ain't into all that force and lightsabers and all that, they got something for you. And if you ain't into gunslinging and all that, they got something for you for that too. They got your spy novel, your espionage. They got your Andor for you. It's real serious, real political.
What was the one species you said they fought? You said it was.
Oh, the Yuuzhan Vong, or you talking about the Rakata
or something like that. You said
the Rakata.
I forget the name, but you said they were like organic or something.
The first dark, the first evil fucking the first dark beings, like the ones that even was the dark side users way before the Sith, were the Rakata. And the Rakata were this alien species. Yeah, they basically the first lightsabers
that part right there, bro,
were made by the Rakata.
That part right there. Where did you get that? Where did you?
So it's a comic book series called The Origins. It's a comic book series called Dawn of the Jedi. Matter of fact, I think I still got them.
Yeah, Johnny, of course, gaming said one of baddest Jedi's, of course, was a Mando. And I agree with you, Mighty Rats. I think it would have been great if Boba Fett had actually been Jango Fett's son instead of son and the clone. I think he should have actually been his son. They should have made him actually be his son. I believe that as well. Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I think Johnny Course Gaming, don't you got those books, Dawn of the Jedi? I think you got those.
Old canon.
Yeah.
Old canon. That right there, that's a Sith. All right.
Yeah.
Dark Horse was where it was at. For those that don't know, Dark Horse is where it was at, because Dark Horse, like Marvel, they were the first ones to produce Star Wars comics when the first movies came out. But Dark Horse in the early 90s, up until Disney bought Star Wars, the Dark Horse books, along with all the other novels, what they call, of course, the expanded universe now, the legacy joints, that's where it was at right there. Dark Horse, those the Star Wars tales, man, come on.
See that's the Rakata. You see that the eyeball right there?
Yeah.
That eyeball right there and right there, it's a head. There's a chip in there, but and then you see the mouth right there. That's one of the Rakata. That's how they look. You see his teeth and shit right there. The teeth, that's his mouth. So but those guys were the original dark side users, and they were the first guys to sort of create the lightsaber. But it was a different thing. You had to use to wield a lightsaber or even ignite a lightsaber. You had to use a dark side force power, like dark side energy, to make the lightsaber light up. So even to have a lightsaber, you had to sort of tap into that dark side. You had to sort of be a gray Jedi. And then after this, they invent something where they have a battery pack that they wear on their belt, like it's a big ass box, and there's like a cord attached to the bottom of the handle of their lightsaber. And that was how the lightsabers went from you had to use the dark side, and now you can do it without having to use the dark side. So light side people can now use lightsabers. Then they evolved to not needing that box attached to that cord, and you see the lightsabers we got now. And yeah, bro, it's deep, and all that shit is all in these comics, man. That's why I say, man, it's about the comics, bro, in the books.
It's funny that you say that with the cord hookup, because if you look at what was it, The New Hope, when Obi-Wan, somebody showed that. I forget if it was mentioned here. Somebody showed that Ben Kenobi fighting Darth Vader before Darth Vader kills him.
Mm-hmm.
You see the cord.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in the shot. Somebody showed it was, recently took out, but they said there was a cord there, and I'm like, you explaining it now about the cord. I'm like, maybe that was intentional in that movie to have it shown, because that's now you never know. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm with you. I wish they wouldn't take it out because I miss stuff like that.
But that come later. To be honest, I mean, you got to think about it, right? The movie came out in 78, okay, and all these comics and shit came out like in the 90s, late 80s and shit. So this stuff is it's all later, added on and made, but it still it fits, man, and it just makes it so much more rich. And George Lucas signs off on all of it. Right, all these,
that's what I'm saying.
All these comics, like George Lucas okays and is like, yeah, that fits in line with what my shit is. And Disney, what they basically paid him $1 billion is so they didn't have to get his okay. They can make whatever the fuck they want with Star Wars and get all the money, reap all the benefits, and make it get their Disney princess off, because you gotta have a Disney princess. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their whole. They bought it so they could use the property because they knew it was popular. And they knew if they put their Disney-fy behind it, Disney-fy it, they could make it a multi-billion-dollar, huge IP. And they did, but what they didn't fucking count on was how fucking serious these fans are and what we gonna do to you about that shit if you really fuck it up. So they're about to have to retcon that whole trilogy.
Yeah, they gonna have to. I mean, it's no ifs about it, because I mean there is nothing salvageable. There is nothing great. Like they basically used the trilogy. They basically used the trilogy to kill off the trio. They basically used the trilogy to kill off the trio. They killed Han in episode 7, killed Luke in 8, and Leia in episode 9. And of course, they killed Carrie Fisher. She didn't even live to see 8. So you know what I'm saying, and that's what peeved me off the most, because we had so much time to get those sequels right. Even though I like the prequels, what I'm saying, they came out in a great time, but that was of course the perfect time in history, in my opinion, to have came out 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9 should have came out around 99, and in the late 90s, early 2000s. 7, 8, and 9, when we could have seen Luke and Leia and Han, and what I'm saying, in the expanded stories, in live action, should have had.
Mara Jade and the Yuzhan Vong and all of that shit. Come on.
Because they had perfect casting with, Ian, who played the Emperor, because they got a young man way back then who could now play himself in anything future, 40 years since, and so they was very smart on doing that with Ian, because like, hey, by the time the prequels did come out, he was older, aka younger than he was in the Luke era, so
same thing in Marvel. No Cap, no Iron Man, none of that good shit we love about it is all gone. Disney don't want to pay those rights. I mean, come on, man. It's like the X-Men could have saved the MCU, man. They still fucking off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because you know what it is it's with Disney, is too many politics now. They should have stayed neutral, like they always been, and just stop catering to politics, man. That's their biggest. That's one of their biggest flaws right now, is they cater to the politics. They wanted to be the MCU instead of the MCU, and they wanted to be She-Wars instead of Star Wars. That's big. And you notice they keep pushing the female characters more and more to the front. Yeah. And we love females. We love strong female characters, but we don't want it all.
We talking about the Ahsoka show now. We love the Ahsoka show. We love this female character. We love it. You can't tell me that it's
supposed to be.
It's female that we don't.
That's what it's supposed to. Right, but that's what it's supposed to be. But you can't take like those last 3 movies. They pushed Rey to the forefront. She wasn't.
Well, no, they just made her a Mary Sue. They made it absolutely ridiculous. It didn't make any sense. Like they just made her just.
They just tried to redo Anakin's story.
Yeah, they replaced Luke and Anakin and tried to cram it all into this one character and just make her instantly one of those guys. Like, nah, they had to build up to that. They had to train. Like, you can't just instantly have force powers that nobody fucking ever heard of. Come on, man.
But then again,
Kathleen Kennedy Kennedy's been quoted as saying
the Skywalker, like little Anakin, he had wild midichlorians. So and it was out they didn't know anything about like this dude right here.
Right.
He's
and that was the big
Anakin didn't know how to use the force.
Yeah.
He just had he had the force luck.
Yeah, raw talent.
He had force luck. Like he just had force luck.
Had he went on
and he could do something.
Had he went on in life, he probably would have manifested, because like it was said, it's in the blood. It would have manifested one way or the other. They got him so they can control the manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, but the other guy, what's his name? Darth Sidious. He's seen that. He's amongst them. They're trying to control his progression. Let me infiltrate and sway him to the dark side so I could mold him and manifest him so he should go this way. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
and I had me a powerful apprentice, and that's what he wanted.
And then
remember what the dude told Ahsoka before he fought her. He was like, "Yo, everybody knew Anakin was that boy."
Yeah,
it was like, we just want to know what you learned from him or whatever. But everybody talks about Anakin. Anakin's skills with a lightsaber was pretty much almost unmatched.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan told him, when you focus more on what you're supposed to be doing, than having your mind somewhere else while you're fighting or giving it to rage and anger, you'll be a better combatant with a lightsaber. Remember when Anakin, when he took it from Anakin, Anakin thought he had him, and he took the lightsaber, he just snatched it out of his hand. Anakin was just, he said, you got to keep him focused on what you're doing. That's why you're never going to win.
Yeah. And then with Anakin, Obi-Wan was a smarter fighter. Anakin was a powerful fighter. So that's how that went down. When he said, "Yo, I got the high ground. You ain't got no way."
Yeah, Anakin gave into his emotions at that point.
And his ego and his power.
Because it don't take no skills for me to do like this when you jump.
Right?
He was just that crazy with it.
Word. He did a Darth Maul on him damn near.
Right. Don't get me wrong. Anakin was a better fighter than Anakin. Yeah.
Oh, he was way better than Obi-Wan. But Obi-Wan just outsmarted him.
Anakin would have beat him, but Anakin gave into his emotions. He in any fight, if you give into your emotion and you let yourself get angry, you let yourself, you're gonna lose your edge. You gotta stay calm. You gotta be able to think, and he lost that, and that's why he got fucked up. And then Palpatine was just waiting in the wings, like, okay, because he knew how powerful Anakin was, but he knew to have him at his side, he had to keep him at bay. And the way he did that was by putting him in that outdated iron lung suit that he couldn't do force lightning in. He couldn't become his full potential. Yeah, he knew he couldn't become his full potential, and he crippled him like that. But just to keep him just powerful enough. But
Anakin was using most of his abilities just to daggone stay up on his feet. You know what I'm saying, in that suit.
Yeah.
Yo, why you
over the years he did overcome that. He made modifications to the suit.
Like I believe you like me, bro. Come on, man. Go. Can you send him the link?
Yeah, I sent to him. Johnny Quest game and get on up in here, man. If you can, because he got the kids too.
I wanted to pose this question to everybody.
Background.
I wanted to pose this question to everybody. If
the link
Star Wars had it
on IG,
if Star Wars had a narrator, who would it be?
James Earl Jones for sure. You gotta have James Earl Jones.
Sure.
No, not talking about. I'm talking about.
You mean character?
Hands down, bro.
I'm talking about the character's point of view as the narrator of the whole saga. Who would it be?
Oh, Yoda would be a good narrator for the whole thing.
I would say R2D2.
Ooh.
C-3PO.
Got it. You got it.
That's just my. Yeah. That's
that makes sense because he been there throughout the whole thing. He like, hey y'all, let me tell y'all about this right here.
Keeper of it all. He's the fucking keeper of it all, bro. He's the one that and really George Lucas made it that way. Like those guys are in every. He's there. He's the. If you really want to know who's telling the story, it's the droid.
Right.
He's the only one that's been there through every bit of it. He's been at everyone's side.
Jump.
Yeah.
R2 has been there. Yeah.
He's been there from the very jump. Like we don't even know when R2 was made. Like R2, he's been there since he was there in Phantom Menace already. You know, in the fight, daggone fixing ships and stuff. So what's this droid's name? R2D2. You know, so he saw 3PO when he was getting made. He was like, and he's just like, hey, bro, you naked, bro. He ain't even got your plating on you yet, bro. You just out here wires all out. Right?
Yeah. Word. Yeah, whose droid is this? Yeah, whose droid is this?
And that was another thing.
But he's still there. Like, that's crazy. I thought about that a couple of times. I was like, yo, that would be crazy. If they redid it over, if 40 years from now, after we're all 60 years after we're all gone, and they want to redo Star Wars and have a narrator, it would have to be him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it would be.
If you think about it, R2 saved them a lot of times where they really would have thought you really would have thought that he didn't. Like when he fixed the Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive. And when C3PO was like, yo, come back in, fix my leg. He was like, wait a minute, I gotta fix the hyperdrive. Give me 1 second.
Right.
He was like, how you even know it's broke? He was like, how you even know it's broke?
It's bro, you like, listen.
Computer told me. Yeah.
You know how many times that he saved their life? The trash compactor. He's the one that turned that shit off.
He's the one that turned this shit off.
How about all the times he done picked the lock when the fucking guys was behind him and he done and they get through the door and shit. Like he fucking been fucking facilitating that shit ever since.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you gotta give it up to R2.
And then he took the plans. He took the plans.
Right. He had the plans
in it.
You know,
you started out. Remember, you couldn't get him out.
He's the one that brought Obi-Wan to fucking Luke.
What about Baby Yoda? What about Baby Yoda?
Because remember he was trying to get out to Obi-Wan, and he knew where he was. And C3 was like, "Why are you going out there?" He was like, "Look, I gotta go out here and see somebody. Like you stay here."
And you know when Obi-Wan saying, "Yeah, I know this little motherfucker."
Right.
You know who I am.
That's the homie.
Remember he tried to play it off. Yeah, remember he tried to play.
He tried to play it off. I don't know.
Droid. Yeah, maybe I don't remember owning a droid. But
he didn't own him. He didn't own.
What
him.
about Baby
Yoda? That was his boy, but he didn't own him. That's what he meant by that.
Yeah, he knew R2.
Like, I didn't own. I don't remember owning a droid, but I fucking know that motherfucker. We kicked it. Yeah.
Because remember the what was his name? He played the king of Leia's foster father, and he said the protocol droids mind wiped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's C3PO. That's the protocol droid. They wiped C3PO.
Yeah,
not R2D2.
Not R2.
R2 never gets wiped. That's why C3PO don't know what the fuck going on half the time, and he doesn't know nobody. Like he's not because he has mind wiped. But R2D2 was there for the Clone Wars. Like he saw Order 66. Like he was there. Oh, he's there back in the day. And what's crazy is so was C3PO. Like Anakin made C3PO. He's been Anakin's like boy ever since, but he got his mind wiped, so he can't really be the keeper of the information. But he's there.
And he wiped it again in the sequel. So
yep. And there's a lot of dope comics too.
I thought he was smoking weed or something. That's why he forgot. I thought C3PO was smoking something. R2 was hitting those death sticks.
He was drinking that stuff they got
smoking those death sticks. R2
smoking those death sticks.
You know how smoking those death sticks. R2. You gotta help me out, man.
Oh man, blasphemy.
But when you watch some of it, it makes sense. Like remember when 3PO was talking to the Millennium Falcon? Remember he was like, "Yo." He was like, I don't know where your ship learned to communicate, but it has a very odd, language. And then he was, but when you watch Solo, you figure out that they put that other robot into the Millennium Falcon. So it literally was the Millennium Falcon. It was the hyperdrive. that's how they got around. She had to plug her in for the hyperdrive.
Mm-hmm.
I remember C3PO said that. He's like, yeah, I don't know where your shit might communicate. But it has a very odd dialect.
Yeah.
And he's talking about her. He's talking about her.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one. Speaking of the stories and the sagas, one of the best trilogies in all of the Star Wars novels is Heir to the Empire, and it's Timothy Zahn's Grand Admiral Thrawn debut, 1991. Basically, it starts off, you know what I'm saying, there's three trilogies. There's the Thrawn trilogy. The first one, I think the second one's actually the better one. But they're not really in chronological order. It goes to like a prequel. But Star Wars Rebels brought the character into the current Disney-owned canon, right? Making him a Disney character, or making him rather a canon character. Which again, that's Dave Filoni doing that. That's Dave Filoni bringing a character from the novels and bringing him into canon.
Like, oh yeah. I'm gonna make me a new character. Yeah, for this.
Right.
We're gonna call him.
Yeah. It's this blue guy. I just made him up. Don't worry. Yeah, but ultimately he was defeated and pulled into hyperspace alongside with Ezra Bridger, which is the main character of Rebels, by these ancient space whales that they call Purgil. And they float around out in outer space and in planets and shit, but they can do hyper speed, right? They can go light years and shit.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally, right, biologically. And we've since discovered that they're both stranded in another galaxy, not the Star Wars galaxy that's in all the movies, books, and novels, but this is a whole other galaxy that's not been in.
They on Earth.
right. But hey, why not? But they might be in the Milky Way. Yeah. Right. But yeah, we've seen a lot of Thrawn in these trailers, and I'm really kind of pissed off that we have not seen Thrawn yet, and it's episode 5. This is an 8-episode show.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see Thrawn in like episode 2, 3 at the latest. I thought he was gonna be the big bad throughout, but I guess we're gonna get him at the last episode, and he'll be teased for season 2. That's what I think they're gonna do. But maybe we'll see him next.
I'm hoping we at least see him in the next episode, or I'm hoping we at least see him in the next episode, because at first I thought this was a 6-episode season until I looked it up last weekend and was like, man, I hope they ain't gonna cram all this in episode 6. And then I found out it was 8, and I was like, okay, that's a little better. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I thought it was 6 episodes. And I'm like, man, they about to cram all this in episode 6. Like,
yeah, but here we are. It's episode 6 tomorrow night, and we still have not seen Thrawn or Ezra.
But the guy, I don't know if y'all seen the guy who plays Ezra. They got a spot on dude that looks like Ezra. Like that dude looks just like real life Ezra.
Yeah, he'll do. Yeah, he'll definitely fit. Yeah, and we both we've discovered that Ezra and Thrawn are like stranded together, I guess, maybe, or they at least they got taken off together, but they're in this other galaxy, and we saw sort of a little bit of that in the trailers and shit. But it's unclear really how significant the role are going to be, because again, we're almost to the end, but I expect Thrawn to be a major part of this I think of all Lucasfilm stories going forward.
Because they're building him to be like the Thanos of the Star Wars canon going forward.
That's what I want to see, and that's what it should be like, because nothing Disney's given us can fill that. Like Snoke is trash, like Kylo Ren is like the only salvageable thing from any of it, and it's kind of and it's just like there's nothing in this Grand Admiral Thrawn. We got to test it out. We got to see, that's Disney. They got to see how it plays in this show, and if it plays good, they'll use them again.
Yeah, because when you think about it, when y'all sit back and think about it, like think about this, and I hate, it's time for us to feel old for a minute. Darth Vader has been dead for 40 years now. You know, Return of the Jedi came out 40 years ago, y'all. He's been dead for 40 years, and he is still one of the greatest, you know, movie villains of all time. When you think about it, you know, the era that he came out in the late 70s, early 80s, you know, in the era of Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, and Jason. You know what I'm saying? He was a horror villain. He was like a horror movie villain, but a sci-fi villain. You know what I'm saying? Came out in that era where the new age, you know, horror villains was coming out, you know, Freddy, Michael Myers, and Jason, and we had Darth Vader to go along, you know, as a part of that. You know what I'm saying? And so that dude right there, Darth Vader, you can't beat that with a stick. Like, you know, even after finding out who he was in Empire Strikes Back, the fact we found out this is Luke Skywalker's father, this is Anakin Skywalker, and you know, and the questions that you had after that was, what the F happened? How did he you know, Darth Vader? And so, you know, that's what had to be answered, you know, in the sequels. So of course we wanted the prequels. Of course we wanted the prequels because we wanted to know Vader's story. And so that's what made Clone Wars so amazing, because not just Clone Wars the saga, but you know, Clone Wars period, like wanting to know, okay, what happened in the Clone Wars to push him forth, because it had to be more than just what we saw between episodes 2 and 3 of the movies. Like, what else happened, you know, and what kept pushing him towards that, you know, that level. And so it was like, okay, we gonna find out. We gonna find out. Shout outs to David Prowse, who played in the suit, the original Darth Vader, who is now passed. Shout outs to James Earl Jones, who magnificently did the voice, who's still here with us. Turned 90 years this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
like,
right. Yeah, that concept arc of him. I remember seeing that back in the day. Macquarie, if I ain't mistaken, that's his name, Macquarie, who did the concept art back in the day. Freaking crazy. Like, Star Wars itself, like, it was a saga that, you know, we needed to have, you know what I'm saying, you know, in our culture, because you know, when you talk of sci-fi in the future, you know, everything before Star Wars was shiny and brand new, but you know, when we saw the stuff in Star Wars, it was lived in. It was like, oh, this stuff, you know, like, oh, you know, this spaceship is trash. Like, the spaceship is trash. It can take you from planet to planet. What you talking about? That's trash. You know, and so when the Kessler run, it gave weight to, you know, stories beyond, you know, what we was thinking at the time. And so, you know, kids today, they're kind of you know what I'm saying, what's the word I'm looking for? They're kind of spoiled when it comes to all of that now, because we was at the forefront of seeing all this come forward. But kids today, you know what I'm saying, if they want to catch up on Star Wars, you know, they can watch episodes 1 through 6, the 6 movies in order if they choose to. But if you really want to get the wake up, like we was talking about earlier, Black Heroes Club, you know, if you want to watch Rogue One first and then go into 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3, then do it like that. And then, you know, and if you don't have time to do all of the Clone Wars, you know, there are videos here on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, that will give you a nice little rundown of what you need
to catch
it all
down.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to know a little bit about Clone Wars, go, you know, look it up. Want to know a little bit about Rebels, go look it up. But if you got the time to watch all that great content, do it. You know what I'm saying? One Piece it out.
Go look at this. Go look up Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi and look up a you know, what do you call it? Where they break it all down, and Comics Explained is a great channel.
Johnny Quest,
hey,
man, Rob Cord, Johnny Quest Gaming was good.
Johnny Quest Gaming in the building. What's up, bro?
Salute. We can't hear. You're on mute.
He's still spinning in. There you
go. Say something, John. Say something. I see you.
Mic check. 1 2
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
But yeah, man, we
yeah.
What's going on, man? So, and I promise you, this shirt is not intentional. This is just a way of life, like every day. So,
just a coincidence. Oh, speaking of shirts, Stu Dog.
What's up?
Hold on, Stu Dog, peep it. Bam.
Nice.
Oh, that's one of those X-Men shirts you were talking about that on that last episode. Oh yeah.
Definitely
too. Jacket in the back.
That is dope.
Yeah. I need you to go ahead and send that one right there to me. That one, yeah. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
He made the claw. He made the claws metallic.
Oh man, that's dope.
And this shit is all puff paint, bro. Y'all can get these. I believe there might be some left, y'all, because once they sold, that's it. That he only makes so many of them, and he never makes another one, and you'll never see nobody walking down the road with your shirt on. I promise you, you can't get it nowhere else.
Get one right now. Let me see if I can get one right now, Reno. Hold
on. Let me throw the site up there. Boom, y'all can get it right
there. Last time I went on the site, I tried to get the one the other one you had, the one you bought before that. I think it was Rogue. One of them, it was purple. Which one do you had? It's got the purple in it, and they were sold out. I was mad. I ain't even get one. I was so mad. Bishop. Yeah, I wanted that joint. I was hot. Bishop.
Bro. This is all the ones they got. This was all the ones that they made, and they didn't, like I said, they made them in limited quantities, and that was it. And I missed the Rogue one. The Rogue one, he made a Rogue one, and it sold out before I could get one, y'all.
That's what I really wanted. That Rogue one was hot. That Rogue one was suit. I wanted that. I wanted the Rogue.
Got the Colossus in all metallic paint. This is my favorite one right here next to the Wolverine, my Bishop.
Bishop, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Bishop. Just love the colors of it and shit. And then got the Gambit.
Nice.
And the Cable.
Big Nate.
And these are all based on, so all of these come on the inside. So there's a manga version of the X-Men the animated series, and on the inside cover of each manga book, there's a full page like spread, and this is what's in it. And each cover had a different character, right? And so he had the idea is to take the picture of the inside cover and make a T-shirt out of it. And so that's what these are. And you can see the Japanese writing and shit right here from the manga.
Enjoying cold, bro. Enjoying his way.
But yeah, y'all go and get them, man. Vintage Rush. Y'all go get them. Go pick up uniforms, man. Go pick up uniforms.
I'm on this joint now. Let me go to a shop.
Go pick up uniforms.
Hey, Reno, where do I
start in the I wanted that
for Star Wars?
I'm looking in the windows and I'm seeing the classifieds in the background. The Brotherhood is right there, man. The G.I. Joe classified.
Oh yeah. You can see him down there.
Yeah, and I see him in Raw Talk too, man.
Yep. Oh yeah, we heavy. Oh, speaking of the classified, there's some other shit. Cause Stu was gone, y'all, in London for like 2 weeks, so he missed out a bunch of this shit. But check it out, Stu. Stu, can you see? I don't know. He might have fell out.
I'm just trying okay. No, I can see it. I can see it. I'm just trying to get
low light. No, that's
I'm trying to get that shirt.
The new Firefly, bro.
Oh, that's hot. Where you get that from?
That's the new. I got that from Nerd. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all where I got these, because you can also grab these right now. They are available. Where's my man's joint? Bop. There it is.
I don't see the joint. You
Turn on the Nerd. Turn on the Nerd.
Star Wars.
Where's he at on Instagram?
Yep. Yeah. All right, I got him. Check it out, Stu, my guy. What's the character I've been talking about? I've been wanting since they started Classified. Since I said this is gonna be a dope character. I wish they did this in 6-inch. It would be phenomenal. And it's this guy right here. It's two characters actually, but it's Tunnel Rat. Got him. Got him. And Low Light.
Yep, Low Light. I got Low Light coming from Hasbro. He is
bro.
Dope,
he's
man.
so fucking.
And the hat come off and the goggles.
The goggles come off. The hat don't come off, but the goggles come off. The little case open. The case opens up. You got the full breakdown, the sniper rifle, the silencer, the scope, the stand. All of that comes apart. You put that together. All of that. You got the little knife. You got a cell phone come out. He can hold it and shit. A rifle with a clip and a silencer. I mean, the detail is crazy on these. I wish they made shit like this when we were kids, man.
Man, you
fuck out of here.
Yeah, we always talk about that. We'd be like,
no serpent.
I wish they made them like that when
no
we was little.
Word.
All right.
No serpent. He came with a bunch of shit. He come with a big fur coat and a wolf head thing and different and snowshoes and different guns and shit. I got a couple more of these coming, and I'll do the wolf fur on the main guy, and then I'll have a couple of these as soldiers. But this is so nostalgic. This particular one, I don't know why. All of these figures, when I broke this one out, hit me like, oh shit, that remind me of childhood for some reason. This one out of all of them, I don't know why. Maybe it's just me.
That's
So I left them OG. I got Snow Job on the way and the Televiper, the Trouble Bubble.
And Reno, he got a.
Yeah, I called him Friday, man. I called him Friday morning, 8:00, man. And I told the customer service, I was like, look, you guys took my money already. Where's my action figures? I mean, it was a week ago. What's going on? Oh, we have a little problem with shipping from the factories. And
Wait,
stuff.
What company is this?
This is Hasbro.
Hasbro Pulse?
Man.
Hasbro Pulse.
Ridiculous.
I'm like, well, you'll probably see something them ship out on Monday or Saturday. So Snow Job was Saturday. I have yet to see the bubbles ship out yet.
Yep, me neither. Yeah, my bubbles. For the longest time, they didn't charge my card for the bubbles. They told me we're gonna ship your joint, and then they said it's gonna ship out on the 5th, and it was like the 9th or on the 7th or something before they charged my card, maybe the 9th, and then still it's the 18th, and I ain't heard shit.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my Trouble Bubbles. Mine just got charged last week.
Yep.
But they screwed me on the Valkyries. It never came through. Then when I look back at my order, it said it got canceled. And now when I go to try to buy them again, it's saying that they're sold out. So I have to stop getting third.
They got new Trouble Bubbles on the way. They got new Trouble Bubbles.
That shit look like trash. I'm not with it. I don't like that ugly shit.
I want the OG Trouble Bubbles.
The color ones. I think they're like red. They got like red or something on them.
It's supposed to be Python Patrol Trouble Bubbles.
Yeah, Python
Patrol. But I don't. Whoever designed them, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. But we could have done better. But because you know how the way I got to do it, man, is I can only afford to get the ones that are the characters I know from the 80s. All these new characters and these repaints and all of that. Like, I can't afford to buy every single fucking thing they make. So I got to keep it to the ones that are the OG characters. That's the way I keep it. That's the way I keep my budget down.
I dig it.
Just a little rule. But I ain't gonna lie. Them his tank Cobra Troopers, I had to get them. Them shits look hard. The black and red troopers, I had to get them. But yeah, there's a couple. The Dreadnoks, Buzzer and Ripper are about to drop. I'm about to be able to pre-order them soon. General Hawk, I can't wait for all those guys.
Quick Kick.
Quick Kick, he'll be down the road. Mutt and Junkyard is coming in a minute.
Wait for that Mutt and Junkyard.
Yes, Big Boa. That's crazy. Like hell yeah.
So what's going on with Pig? Did they figure out what's gonna go with him? Is he gonna come out with an actual the truck or what for the Dreadnoughts?
Oh, you talking about Thrasher?
Is it the green hair? The mohawk. It's like the green hair.
Yeah, that's Thrasher. Yeah. Road Pig is the guy, the big dude that look like Brock Lesnar with the cinder block. Yeah, he look like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he look like Brock.
They might do him, but they haven't even talked about him yet. But the Thunder Machine and Thrasher, they have talked about the guy that they are doing that eventually. Yeah, and it's not gonna be a HasLab.
Well, we got Hammerhead, but we didn't get the boat. I'm trying to find that Fortnite boat for him.
I know Copperhead. I know.
Yeah, Copperhead. Yeah. And another one girl with no Wolverine. It don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
Yeah, dog. At least we getting the what you call it, the Jeep. I forget what it's called a minute right now.
The Vamp.
The Vamp.
The one with the antenna on the back.
The Vamp. Come with the one guy.
I think they scared to make vehicles. I really do. I think they scared. Yeah, I think they scared to make the vehicles. That's why they do those HasLabs. Just make it. We gonna buy it.
Well, if it's a big vehicle, like they got to make it a HasLab because they're scared that it won't sell and shit, and which it will, but they're scared and whatever.
But see that scarcity is just a excuse because you look at it in Ollie's, you can find $5 Cobra Crimson Guards. Yeah. So they're losing money off of that, or they're not losing money because that'll tell you how much those action figures truly cost to make.
They already sold them. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's different than back in the day where you had kids all around the world going to buy toys, and then you had your collectors. But nowadays, really, the toys are dependent on the collector market. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Kids don't buy toys anymore. The action figures depend on the 40-year-old guys. Like that's who buys toys now. So
Exactly.
And they know it, and that's why the prices. That's because GI Joes were like $2.99.
$2.
We were kids. Yeah, you go get you a couple GI Joes for like $10.
$4. Yeah, it wasn't.
I wish
it
those
wasn't
prices came back.
You imagine
Over here, I'm collecting my old rings,
$30 a pop now.
getting everything back with my vintage, and I'm like on the fence now. I'm like with all the BS that they really pushing, even though they're good 6-inch figures. I'm like, man, I might as well just sell all of those and stick with my O-rings, man.
I've been using a lot of these as stand-ins to kind of expand my world because some of these Fortnite figures are actually pretty good.
Some of them are good looking. They did. Some of them work. Some of them
you
did.
See right behind me.
See it again? Oh damn! You look like you're in a comic store. Dope. Oh, the Masters of the. Oh, that's dope.
He's not. Wait, you're not in the comic store? That's your room?
Nah.
Cool.
Yeah, this is my studio/office.
This is just how we live.
That's the laboratory.
This is how we live.
Tell them straight up, Johnny Quest game. That's the laboratory. That's why I get down.
Right.
That's what we be cooking at. We be cooking over there. You be cooking over there.
Any black collection?
See what I did with this guy.
Oh, it's dope.
Dope. Damn.
And then I got like four more of these guys.
How'd you do that? What is that? What is
this
that?
right? No, this is actually a Fortnite figure.
Oh, I thought you customized the first Firefly.
All I did was put a
Cobra thing.
Cobra stick on it. That's it. And this is like some
troops.
Firefly. Yeah.
Nice.
Fireflies squad.
Right. That's what I did with the old.
Yeah. But that's it. I got like 4 of them and stuff. I'll put some pictures on Instagram because I'm about to take some photos of them real quick.
I took the old Firefly and I made just like a little henchman for Firefly.
Yeah. See. Yep. That's all.
Because they gave you this mask and shit. I don't like that those goggles for the new Firefly. I gave him the old Firefly's goggles because I think they look way cooler. And gave him the dynamite stick. Because he comes with a cool little set of shit. I mean, this is the original gun that he had as in the 80s toy. So that's cool. They finally did that. Because this weird bullshit, like, come on, bro, what is all that? And then they gave him a little drone that's got wheels and shit. I'll show you, Stu.
Now he makes me
I would have never known you switched it up like that. If you didn't say that, I would have thought it came like that. I would have bought one and be like, "Oh, mine's gonna look like yours, man. What's going on?"
That's the little drone that he come with, a little remote control car, and the wheels do turn. But they don't. It doesn't like if you put it on the table and try to roll it, it ain't gonna roll. It just slide around because the wheels don't grip. But they do. They do all 4 turn individually. So that's a cool. Yeah.
So did y'all guys go in on the Dragonfly?
What happened? Oh, I missed the his tank, but I did get the Dragonfly. I did get the Dragon. Yes.
I'm at the
point. I don't have the room.
Exactly, and it's like I can't get myself to do a crowdfund with a corporation that can plainly make these and put them out, and they will sell regardless. Like that I don't understand that for the life of me. You notice we as collectors love G.I. Joe. Why are you gonna put things behind paywalls and all this when you know we're gonna buy it? We're gonna buy it.
And what's up with they're selling out in a minute and all of this? What are you selling out for? But then like a month later, we got a whole new inventory of them. We putting them back out. Like, come on, bro. You had them shits, bro. You limiting the numbers because again, they know it's collectors buying these, so they make them seem rare by putting out limited amounts.
They burned me with Dr. Mindbender because I missed Mindbender twice.
Bro, I still ain't got him.
I missed him twice.
I still ain't got him. I still ain't got it.
How much did you pay for yours? You mind if I ask?
The Serpentor?
No, Mindbender.
I didn't get him. It was in my cart twice, and both times I had it. It was when I got to check out. It was saying I was going. I would have paid $40 for him, which was decent.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Now he's $180.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, my Serpentor I got for 139 because the box was damaged, but them shits are 175, 182.
Yeah.
I got my Serpentor for Christmas, but I got it from a guy that I bought a lot of stuff from before, so he gave it to me for the actual price on the website. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, mine was 125.
Yeah, I'm trying to get.
I had to get them, but mine bender was regular price. My brother hooked me up on that.
Yeah, you got lucky, bro. Anybody that got a mind bender for $40 got blessed.
Lucky.
Oh yeah, man.
Right.
I haven't
Always.
like, and I don't know why I haven't gotten one yet. I just haven't pushed myself to pay nobody no damn $180 for that shit. It really pisses me off. That's $160 markup, bro. You don't have to fucking do that bullshit. I hate people do that shit. Like, what are you doing that for? I mean, like my man. Okay, so me and Rock Talk did a straight up trade for some comics for what do you call it? A Major Blood figure that they're trying to scalp for $98 on Amazon.
Yeah.
For what?
And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in marking up.
That's what I don't get.
Retail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta understand if you want 5 or maybe at most $10 over retail. I gotta understand that.
That's fine. I'll happily
they want 100%.
Yeah,
right, they want 100% profit.
Like,
they want 100% profit.
300%.
That's like NECA. You try to get NECA stuff. If you miss it, the third parties, they're gonna jack it up through the roof. I was lucky and fortunate to collect most of mine. It's in the wild, but if it's something like a piece that I can't get my hands on, it just have to wait because they're gonna throw it through the roof. Like the Turtle Brothers, obviously in the store they're like 150, but if you miss that 150, you talking 200-300. Like the original OG Eastman and Lard version of the Turtles that came out back in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
it was like maybe at the time, what was it? Maybe $50. Now it's $19 for a box set.
Shit,
crazy, man.
It's
crazy, man. And
the
scalpers is paying it, bro.
Because the scalpers,
people will pay.
Let them do it.
But people will pay.
And that's
I will pay. I'm going to end up caving and paying $170 for a mindbender. I'm gonna because I need that figure. I'm holding out. I'm hoping I meet somebody that has one that'll sell me for a normal price or do a cool trade or something like that. Like I hope that I find that. But if eventually if I don't, I will have.
Hoping they just re-release it.
I gotta talk to my big bro.
The joint, man.
See if because he's on the fence as well as about selling his stuff too. And I'll holler at him and see if he's truly serious because you know how we get.
I don't need a lab. Yeah, I don't need a lab and none of that. I just need the figure. I don't need a lab that he going. I don't need that. I just need the figure.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take one and I don't need the box and none of that. Like you ain't got to be in the box and none of that. Because I'm not. My figures go on the shelf. I don't.
I'm a mint box collector, so it's super hard to be.
Right.
But you know, as a box collector, they've even messed that up.
Yep.
They even messed that up, and then they putting out they're saying they're going back to it. They're going back to the plastic box, but that's even going to be different. The plastic, you're going to have a smaller window, quite like these guys, these Fortnite boxes. I believe they're going to come out with. They're going to come out with
like a little window.
Yep.
That's what they're doing with Masterverse. I'm really pissed by that because I like the Masterverse style, the way they look, and I'm all in on Masterverse. So I mean, my story is my collection is kind of like anything 80s memorabilia from my childhood. I try to collect. I mean, I'll grab
all that NECA shit.
Yeah, NECA. I'll do GI Joes, Transformers, Thundercats. But Super 7. I don't have the space for Super 7 to be honest. I got the Thundercats, the main ones, but the other stuff like the Cat Slayer and the Thunder Tank. I had the Thunder Tank, but I was like, you know what? I don't have the space for it. I can't do it. So.
Yeah, you got the Super 7 cats though. You got like Lionel and Panther.
Yeah, I got the I get the core characters like GI Joe. I was trying to do the whole thing, but then I was like, you know what? I only really want who I remember. You know what I mean? Like from the show. Like if I go watch the show today, if it's a character on there I remember from the show, I'll collect it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Odd characters like the Python Patrol, stuff like that, not so much. Like I wasn't even gonna double up on Firefly until I seen yours. I'm like, might need to get next. You know?
Firefly was a character that was one of my favorites as a little kid. So like anybody that looked like a ninja was one of my favorite characters, straight up and down. If they had a mask on like that with only the eyes showing, I don't care if it was a fucking helmet. They was I fucked
on video
like straight up.
Yeah.
Like
we can see.
They got who else? Shit, Airtight. They ain't made Airtight yet.
Shit, they ain't make sci-fi yet, man.
Nope. Why not?
Exactly.
With the classified
Alpine. They still ain't make Alpine yet. They still ain't make Alpine.
I'm surprised that they ain't got no Alpine.
But but the sci-fi, he was part of the game, right? Like he was part of the game, Operation Black or what have you. Why is it
Doc yet?
Yeah, like Doc.
Where's
Doc? Doc's coming. Yeah, Doc's coming. He's in the next. He's coming. He's in the next. It's like Doc, Hawk, Buzzer, Ripper. Yeah, Doc is about to come. So we got.
I thought Doc would be out before Hawk. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Doc is a core figure.
Bro, we got Alley Viper.
Yeah, Doc should.
Why didn't we get Alley Viper before? Yeah, I don't understand their choice of who they picked to and when and why. Like, I don't really get their. I tried to figure it out, like what their like strategy was. By giving random like characters.
They get the anticipation up.
Like you throw out Copperhead. That was weird. Like I really wanted Copperhead, and I loved the Copperhead character as a kid. I loved the figure and shit. Like I really wanted that, but I was surprised that I got it because that was weird. It's a random character to make, just if you don't know. And the Alley Viper again, that's a really like he sits on the shelf separate from everyone else because he don't look good with them. Yes, Sergeant Slaughter is one that I still haven't got.
I was gonna go in and do the dollar version.
My boy.
And I looked at it, was like, that's old Slaughter. That's not real Slaughter. And then when they released it in post, it was like, and he was there, I was like, oh man, I gotta have it. But the only thing I don't like is not the belt. But you know, it is what it is. But I don't know why they didn't sculpt the belt. They used the belt for something else, but the size of him and Serpentor together, perfect.
Nice.
Falcon,
nice.
I don't know if you
got
Falcon,
your
but I mean not Falcon.
Yeah, I got my Sergeant Slaughter. I ain't taking him out the pack yet, but I got him.
You got your Sergeant Slaughter?
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I ain't taking him out. Yeah, hold on, I get him.
I wish he had came with the tank, but he didn't come with the tank. They should have made the tank. Like that would have been dope. But
that's another thing. Like that's another thing. Like they came out with barbecue, and then they gave us Slaughter's Marauders barbecue or whatever. Like why? Out of nowhere. That was random. Like that's a weird.
Let's go, maggots.
I was hoping that they would release a barbecue without the helmet. You know what I mean? Just to show off Gabriel's head.
Yeah, that would have been because that's how he was on it. Right. Because he rarely wore the helmet on the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I love him.
They should have
one
did like
bloody hell
back in the day.
Make the blood.
A removable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they should have just gave us the first original. They should have just gave us the first original 13 Joe, and then moved on from there. Like, you know what I mean? Like they should have did it, released it like it was released back in the day.
Well, I don't know those two because like the original 13 wasn't really my bag. Like I really didn't, and they weren't really part of the show really either. Like they came out and then you know what I mean? Like the cartoon characters. I just want them to just stick to give me the cartoon characters. Sci-Fi, he's the one in fluorescent green, right?
Yeah, with the backpack.
Yeah.
Easy.
What is that one, Raw?
Hey, you guys, I'm gone. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, bro.
You out?
Hey.
Yeah, he's out.
He already out. All right, man.
Got to the toy part.
Word. But no, actually, I do got to bounce too. It's it's almost 9:30.
This guy
Bodega finna close. Nah, that's a custom one, right?
Yeah.
He kind of reminded me of his tank.
Python Patrol Officer. And I customized.
What do you paint him with?
I use black dye. Graphite, graphite dye from RIT. Synthetic dye.
Right.
And I did the top that way. His arm, his chest, and in his that's it, arm chests. That's it.
You just soak his parts in it, Rit.
Yep.
That's dope.
Okay.
Wow, that's dope, bro.
It gives you that weird purplish black color. So I call him the Black Mamba. He's known as his code name is Black Mamba.
Dope. Like the snake got the iridescent. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So are you army building? Are y'all army building or?
Nah, I can't. I'm not
army building. I stopped that. I stopped.
If I mean, like, I'll buy 2 or 3 of them.
I've seen guys on Instagram that built whole Cobra armies. Like they got
like
100 officers, 100 troopers. Yeah, I've seen it, and they had them lined up and ready to fight a war. Like
I really kind of don't get the point. I don't understand it. What are you doing with it? Where are you putting it? What do you? I don't get it, and I'm not saying I'm not knocking it. It's just like I don't really understand the.
Yeah, I mean,
I would assume they would have to like be making like a toy movie, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the movies on YouTube. Like if they got that type of setup, or can rent it out to somebody who want to make something like that, that would be dope. And, you know, just to have those like props, you know, for like doing something on that nature. Stop motions, like if y'all seen like somebody, I can't who was it, Johnny Quest game? Somebody had the stop motion of the Ninja Turtles.
He does stop motion for Ninja Turtles. He does like Transformers. But I would have to have like a basement space maybe for army building. Right way, but only way I would
like a big ass train set.
There is a dude on YouTube. He did that. I think I sent it to Reno.
Yeah.
You talking about Kyle?
It was I forget his name, but it was humongous. He had a whole it's like
he's got the aircraft carrier and the pterodome.
He's got the base, the pterodome, the Joe,
and it's all set up inside of like a hobby.
He got the plane.
You know how they do like a train set, and they got the fake mountains and the fake rivers and all of that. Like he's got the whole. He's got the whole. Yeah, the old remember the base that they had, the toy it was like the first place set. It was like the old G.I. Joe, they had a little jail and shit in it. It was like the first little G.I. Joe fort. He got that shit set up. Yeah, he got all the shit. Yeah, a couple of armies. Then there's another guy that's even it's not a guy, it's some type of museum or some shit where there's like 6 pteradomes stacked on top of each other in some weird tower embedded in like a fiberglass, I don't know, like some type of maybe fiberglass, some shit like that, embedded like in a rock wall. And it's like these weird, it's like a big ass pterodome, and there's just 6-7 sky strikers flying and fucking the aircraft carrier with a bunch of planes, and it's crazy, bro. It's beyond crazy. I don't even know where it is or what the name of it is, but I seen that shit. It might be on my IG, but yeah, it's people, man. They go all in with this stuff, and to be able to collect, I had that shit. Like I had the aircraft carrier when I was in like 1st grade. My family got together, chipped in, and bought me that shit, and I had the aircraft carrier. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with it. I had it from 1st grade, and I played with it until I was probably fucking 9 or 10 years old, and it was probably half gone by then. You know what I mean? Like beat it to shit, but yeah. I had everything. Like G.I. Joe was the only thing I fucked with in the 80s. I didn't have Transformers toys, like nothing. I just had G.I. Joe. Everything they made though, like everything they came out with, I had to get that. Like that's all I fucked with.
That's what's up.
And I own not a single piece. I don't own a single O-ring figure from back then.
I don't either. I wish I did.
I got 2 O-ring figures and maybe like a couple of vehicles, but like the aircraft carrier, I never had that. I had the NASA spaceship, the big base,
Endeavor, or the what's it called? Discover? Was it
something like that?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the spaceship,
and then I had the mobile tank, that big brown tank that like breaks apart.
Mauler.
It was huge. I can't remember the name of it. It was a mobile base for G.I. Joe, and you could separate it, and it would be like a command center with 3 different parts, 3 different levels.
Oh yeah.
I know you.
I don't remember that. I'm trying to picture that.
Yeah, it's brown, and it was for G.I. Joe 1 Cobra. It was G.I. Joe, and it had tank wheels. It was like a huge rolling fortress, and when you opened it, it would separate, and it would have multiple tiers to it.
Yeah, it reminded me of the joint from Star Wars, the
It's called
it looks like
the Mobile Command Center.
Yep. It looked like the one the Jawas walk around. Yep, that's it. That's
the Jawas, yeah. It looked like the Jawa. It looked like the Jawa joint. Yeah,
that thing was amazing, man. I remember getting that and was like, "What am I gonna do with this? It's got so much space."
Damn. Yeah.
But none of them.
I didn't have that.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. But I wanted of course, everybody wanted the command center, the aircraft carrier. Like that was.
Yeah. No, I was like the famous kid on the block for that shit. Yeah, they my parents, they didn't know what they did when they bought me that. The Terradome, I had that too. But like I didn't have the spaceship, I didn't have that brown vehicle, but like all the regular vehicles and shit. I had that black the Black Cobra jet, what was it called? The Blackbird or whatever, and it had like a little
Raven.
I used to love that motherfucker.
You ever notice in the cartoon they never flew the Raven? They always flew the little drone that was on the back of it. That's what they always used.
Or the trouble bubbles.
They never. Yeah, or the trouble bubbles. Yeah, they never. Flew
they love the little helicopters.
Oh yeah,
the little one-seater helicopters, the little Cobra shit.
Was it
they love. There it is.
No,
there it is. No, they're called ferrets or fangs. I think fangs.
Fangs, yeah.
Man, that was a slick plane. To this day.
Yeah, bro, that was one of my favorite toys they made.
And you know they never flew it against the Sky Striker. It was always that little plane on the back.
Yeah, it's complete. I got the character and everything. He's up in here chilling.
Nice. Look at that.
And
landing gear, all of that. Wow.
Wasn't that? Was he Wild Weasel? Was that
Wild Weasel? Yeah, Wild Weasel.
Oh, Wild Weasel was from the Rattler. I got.
The Rattler. He's from the Blue Jet.
Yeah. Right. Notice they always flew the Rattler against the what's your name? They never flew the.
They flew a lot of Rattlers. Now, what'd you say, Johnny Quay?
Yeah. No, I was saying was the Rattler the one that the head came off in the big front, like it would turn to a separate plane.
No, it's the one that it was like a Harrier jet. It could fly. It could go straight up and then go straight.
Yeah,
it was just the regular blue stock Cobra jet, like their answer to the Striker. You know,
it was one that I had that it would separate, and the back part would be like a plane, and then the front part would be a plane. But I can't remember which one it is.
This guy, the Condor.
Yep,
Condor.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Oh, yep. That shit.
And the space shuttle is called Defiant.
Yep, the
Defiant.
That I still got somewhere. That one right there, I still got somewhere.
Yeah, when did that come out?
It was later, much later.
Yeah, that's a later piece.
This came out in '89.
Yeah, that's the 89 is like when that was about when I stopped.
The Condor came out in '89.
Fucking with shit. Yeah.
The Condor came out in '89.
Yeah, I think around 5th grade when I got into 6th grade, that's when I stopped playing with Joes for the most part. But yeah, everything from like 85 to 89 I had for sure. That's when I was in, bro. I was in deep.
I'm back to getting in deep.
Right.
I got this book, so I'm using this book. This was my brother got this for me back in 2000, something like that.
That book is fucking. That's like a.
Yeah, so
where do you even get that, man?
You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on Amazon.
I'm about to order that today.
Damn right.
I'm about to order one of them. Yeah, I get one of them, bro. Yeah, that's
it's gonna be costly.
Oh yeah.
One of the big homies. We went. Remember when we went to me and the big homie I was telling you guys, we went to the show out there in the G.I. Joe Fest in Jersey, out there in Camden and what is it? Not Camden. Well, anyway, in Jersey, my big bro got one of these for $5.
Dang.
This is worth $200.
What's the year on that one?
The year, I'm going to it.
Don't it have like a year range?
Mark Bellomo's in name 2005.
Okay, no, because like on the front or this one here say Ultimate God G.I. Joe 1982 to 1994.
1982 to 1994. There's another one. There's two editions. There's this edition and I think the first edition. I think this is the second edition. Hold on, let me look. I think this is the second edition. I mean, or it could be the first one.
That's like the Masters of the Universe book that I got.
Dope. Look, they got Tomart's price guide right there. They got the ultimate guide right there.
That one right there, I think that's the first edition they had.
Mm.
And then I got the second edition.
This looks like a newer one. And yeah, $225.
That's the hardcover, the paperback one.
Paperback, $198.
Damn,
oh, there's the one you got right there. That's the you got.
$200.
That's the one you got right there. $198.
Yeah.
He blessed you. He blessed you with that.
Yeah, and he bought it for $24.99. He bought it for $24.99
for cover price, right?
Yeah. I was like, so this is my reference for every G.I. Joe.
Hell yeah, man. That's dope, man. You just
when I'm out hunting for my old collection and stuff,
you know what to look for.
Yeah. So how many I got that book. How many O-rings you got so far?
Man, this one only $35.
Well, just say I got over.
That means a lot. That's.
Yeah. I got over probably 200.
O-ring figures.
Yeah,
200. God damn.
200.
So you have every character then?
Not every character. Some I have
just
doubles
about.
up.
That's just about every character.
Okay.
Oh,
that's just
it's over. It's over 1,000. It's over 1,000.
But I don't care. Like once they get to like the 1980, once they hit 88, 89, that's where I don't care about the figures after that. I would only collect up to that, up to 89. Anything made after 89. Maybe some of the shit from 90 I think I might have got, but this is cool too. This is the official collector's guide to completing blah blah blah. So if you want to buy one for $30, here you go.
No, don't get that one. Don't.
I'm saying if you want to,
it's not what you pay for.
Yeah,
it's not any order where it'll confuse you because you'll be looking for certain ones. Then they don't tell you the A and B versions, alternate versions. It's crazy. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's good to start off with.
Yeah, for $30, grab it.
Right.
Or you can go on.
You can X them off.
You can go on eBay and get these guys. This is these two. These go beyond this book that I got. These guys, but these are from 1995 to 2003, and then 2004 to 2006. These are pretty good on the later versions of G.I. Joe and alternate colors and international ones. There's one book I'm missing, so I'm searching for that one. Because it's 3 of them.
Yeah, I want to hear a funny story. So, I don't know what it is about me watching the cartoon in the 80s, but for some reason, I thought Zartan's hood was his damn hair. So, when Classified came out with the Zartan, I was like, why the hell is Zartan bald? Why is he? Because the whole time I'm thinking his hood was his damn hair. And I'm like, because it was the 80s.
I thought it was his hair too.
Boy band type thing. I was like, what was he bald? Like, what was the emphasis on my man being bald like that? But apparently he was bald. But that was funny.
Yeah,
I think there was like a misunderstanding between the artists because they definitely drew that shit like hair in the cartoon, but in the comics it was a hood. Even back
they
then,
made their haircut. I thought that was that man's hair.
I thought it was the 90s hairstyle because he was in the. They was like the.
Well, he's like based on Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
He talks. That's why his voice has like an echo. That's an Ozzy Osbourne.
Was it Ozzy Osbourne or my man from the Demon, from Kiss?
Yeah,
no, it's Ozzy. It's Ozzy for sure. Yeah. Oh, the Demon dude. Yeah, the Demon dude. Kiss. That band. The music is corny. The music don't sound nothing like that Demon dude looks. If that makes sense. Kiss music sound corny as fuck.
But the dreadnoughts are based off of
gonna rock and roll all night.
Mad Max.
That's that 70s rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
That's Kiss.
That Kiss. Yeah, well.
That's Kiss,
yeah. Now Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, that was some hard shit. That was some hard shit.
Or Alice.
That's hard. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, he did the stage shows.
Yeah, he did the wild shit. hats and all that.
Yeah, the way kids look, you expect their music to be like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin. Like that.
I just knew they were because I remember finding those albums in my aunt's garage.
Uh-huh.
Damn, this is awesome. Like you see them all on the band. I was like, I gotta hear this. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, you play it. This shit was corny as hell. I was like, that's the same thing. I found the record and I'm like, oh, this dude on the front and the fire and the space guy and all this.
Yeah, my mom and pop had those records, but they were like the commercial. They were like, I guess during the time when the Partridge Family and all that stuff was coming around. So they were all like very commercial rock and roll. So the real hardcore rockers was like, man, get out of here.
Yeah. Because you don't forget you got the hair bands and you got the metal. You know what I mean? Oh, you got Twisted Sister and all that.
In the 80s and all that. Yeah.
I was just talking to some cats about
we're not gonna take it.
D. Snyder,
we're gonna take it.
But not for nothing, man. That was the era where everything was dope. Okay.
Vader, salute. Shout out to my boy Vader Tater.
That's just
Mad Men of Comics.
Dope, man.
Yeah, it was a good era. 70s really was a great fucking era for music.
Man. And
of all genres,
they was just bringing up like a whole lot of, and we all, when I was just having a discussion with some cats, and they was just like, look, man, music right now is just trash. Like all music, not just rap, not just all of it, rock and roll, rap, R&B, it's all trash.
The internet was like, good for a lot of things, but not for music.
Yeah, I think alternative music died in the 90s. Like after the 90s alternative music, I think that was it. Like,
I mean, yeah, rock and roll's heyday, like its last heyday was definitely Nirvana and all of that shit in the early 90s, early to mid 90s.
And then
grunge and alternative.
It was grunge. And we talked about that. And grunge was killed by like you got like certain radio stations, they were like, oh, it's too slow, it's too methodical. You need to speed it up. We want to rock. But that's just the way they got down out west. And it was different. And it was experimental. Like you gotta remember a certain measure of music of an experimental nature leaked through the cracks, man. That's the stuff that we love. Because you had those old cigar chomping guys that be like, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, just put it out. Let's see what it does. You know what I mean? Well, now you got these young, hip, tight jeans wearing jokers that swear they know music. No, we don't want to hear that. What is that? Yeah, that's what when you ask the question, what is it? That means it's something we never heard. It's new. It's good. We want that because that could lead to something else. But now, everybody, if their ear, and when we had Grap Lover on here, Grap said it best. Grap said it was to the point where he had listened to so much of his brother's music that's all he had an ear for. He didn't have an ear for anything else until he stopped listening to it. And then he said, I
mean, when your brother is Pete Rock, though, it's kind of when your brother's Pete Rock, it's easy to fall into.
No, but he was just right. Yeah, his brother, and his brother's Pete Rock, and he was just saying, I had been around Pete so long, all I was hearing, like we get in the car, I'd be like, oh, listen to this, and I might listen to. He might have like 20 beats on the tape. We listening. That's all I'm listening to, and that's where it's at now, where there's only one sound that the record company has everybody listening to, and they're actually making everybody just listen to one thing, and that one thing is what everybody craves, and that's all.
And I think that's kind of because like the factor.
So it's like you can't get no new music or no new sounds.
Well, I think a lot of it is because people don't have originality. Like the youth now, if they like something, they're gonna look around the room and see if anybody else like it. You know what I mean? And if they like it, then they'll be like, okay, I like this. You know what I mean? As opposed to back in the day, you didn't care if you liked it, you liked it. It's you. You know what I mean? But now everybody is kind of like a hive brain when they hear something.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, if that person next to you is bobbing to it, you might think it's trash. But if they bobbing to, oh man, that's hot. Yeah, it is hot. But you just thought yourself a minute ago it was trash. But it's no original thinking. So all they're doing is just making carbon copies of the first stuff, and there's nothing new or innovative coming around. You don't have that true artistry. It's just a carbon copy.
I'd say the last
I was kicking it with, they was like, yo. The last who?
The last innovators of this generation with this youth was the Migos. If you think about it.
Yeah,
because even though they were rapping the way they were rapping, they were actually saying things. They were actually saying things,
and they had their own style too.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I don't know. Yeah.
And when I first listened to them, I was like,
all that. They said every.
On what they're doing now. I think Trinidad James started everything. I think Trinidad started all that with the all gold everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With his style of being free and flowing and doing what he
and also that dude, $100 million on the Visa card, puffing on the cloud nine at the beginning. That shit right there started that whole mumble rap era.
Yeah,
and all of it. Yeah,
those guys. I mean, not for nothing. They had their own style, and they dope.
It was that was the original, and that was cool. But then everybody copied the shit.
Yeah,
you had the problem with the internet, man, and this generation really is the internet, because we had, we didn't have the internet to really make everybody just see the
everybody
same,
had their own styles back then. You didn't know what
we had different regions. We had like a South had a sound, and the East Coast had a sound, and the West Coast had a sound. And now the internet just has a sound, and everyone on the internet sound the same.
I'm gonna keep it a buck,
no matter where you're from.
I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna keep it a buck too, man. It's just a lot of corny. It's just a lot of corny jokers out there, man. And I mean like legendary corny. And you know what I'm saying? And they just, and it's just they just corny. Like I can't even give props. I can't even give props. Like the era we came from, they was one of a kind. Like it was just one of a kind jokers that came out. And you like, damn, who this joker? Like, who is it? Like, what he just say? Like, they innovated stuff and made people want. They made you want to rap better than them. They made you want to do better than them. If you want to be a rapper, you be like, nah, I took this style and I flipped it to do this to be better than this joker. Because you couldn't come out sounding like nobody else. So
why do I want to be better than somebody? Why can't we all just get along?
I mean, corny,
why can't we all just be?
Yeah, they just corny.
These new rappers make Vanilla Ice sound like KRS-One.
That's where it's at now. It's sad because all music has gotten to that. It's sad because all music has gotten to the point where it's just what the record company wants, and these guys want to get on so bad. They want to get famous so bad. They slaves to the record label. Whereas back in the day, MC Lyte would have been like, "Nah, I'm gonna make my music. I go somewhere else." Or Nas would be like, "No, I'm gonna make my." They said, "Nah, sound like
it's all about. They just want that bag,
like,
man.
Sound like who you rap.
They just want that initial bag. All they want is that. They want that fucking advance so they can buy a bunch of jewelry and show it off on the internet.
Yep.
And honestly, like that's the dumbest thing you can do, because you are a one-hit wonder. If you got a little internet song, cool, get your money and use that money to fucking build a life, start a business, get a house, start in real estate, do something.
Right.
Instead
Bring
of just
some of your boys, dude. Bring up some of your boys that can rap. You know
I don't know. That's maybe not the best. Don't try to become a fucking label head and you 16 and shit. I mean, but take that money, man. Don't blow it.
Somebody that do.
But no rapper thinks that no rapper thinks they're one hit wonder, and that's the problem. No rapper thinks this is gonna be my only hit. Every rapper thinks, oh, I'm about to blow, I'm about to steamroll over this shit. Everything I do for the next 10 years is gonna be the shit.
That is true. That is true. And like I said, when I was talking to these cats, they was breaking down some stuff that even amazed me. But I had a good conversation with a bunch of guys that listen to as much music as I do. I listen to a lot of music. And we all just came to the same conclusion. Like, look, like it's to the point now where nothing gets out now that like I bet you somewhere, somehow right now in New York, on the East Coast, somewhere, Cali, wherever, there's somebody out there that's dope, and they just need a dope producer to bring them out so they can do it. They can make it do what it do.
It's plenty. It's a lot of dope hip hop going on.
Everything else,
the industry's not putting a light on it and giving it no push.
No, they're not putting nothing out. And like I said, the industry gave up on rap. They don't care. The industry doesn't care. Before, rap was the hottest thing out, and we all came to the agreement that it just ain't no more. Like rap, it just ain't. It ain't hot. It ain't that hot. It ain't that hot.
They didn't be able to.
Nah, bro. Nah. Hip hop is the biggest, hottest thing on the planet, and the industry knows it. Hip hop, they're using it, bro. Hip hop is the only thing out there. There is no other music genre. I would like for you to prove it. Hip hop is a global. Bro,
I can prove it.
It's easy to prove.
It's easy. Look at the tours.
Hip hop,
right? The global tours.
Right
bro,
now,
there's no other music
listen,
genre
but
doing it
right
like
now,
that.
nobody's
What
buying.
big rock tour? What's the
nobody's
name of big
buying,
rock group that's blowing up right now? Name a big rock group blowing up. Name any genre that's blowing up that's not rap.
See, what happens is because
Or didn't even incorporate rap.
Right,
see, like hip hop, it's like how we go back to Star Wars and Marvel
rap
and
music
all that.
right now. Rap music right now is rap music right now is like this. It's so cookie cutter. It's so whatever it is.
That's
some genres of it. Yeah, some genres in it. Some genres in it, but hip hop as a whole, hip hop as a whole is a global entity, bro.
All right, listen, let me finish. Hip hop as a whole it does have a presence, like you said. It is an entity, like you said. But the music as a whole, all right, I put it to you like this. This
some of the music
year, all the way we in what, September? What rap album came out that everybody raved about? And I mean everybody, like it was all over. You heard it in the Jeeps, you heard it in the cars, you heard it on the radio. What rap album came out that everybody raved about?
KD3.
No, sorry.
Yes.
Didn't do it.
KD3, absolutely.
No.
Extinction Level Event 2. Busta Rhymes, absolutely. Absolutely. Bananas.
It came out, but we wasn't raving about it.
Coast Contra.
Coast Contra. If you want to talk about some like underground hip hop, bro, Coast Contra is insane, bro.
Coast Contra.
There's so much good hip hop coming out right now, bro.
They underground, but they internet. But
nah, they're not,
that's my
bro.
point. It's not.
I think Killer Mike's album was pretty
to the forefront because it's not because the industry. I put it to you like Coast Contra. If they came out 15 years ago, somebody would signed them already. We'd have had an album.
Nah, bro, that's not the case. They know they're not signed because they don't want to be signed, bro. Being signed,
and they learn from their the twins learn from their father
because
they're not signed because they choose not to be signed. They chose not to be signed. No, that's not true.
That's true.
They turned down signings. They turned down labels.
Wait.
Because the twins, their father is Razzcast.
But that's
Razzcast's kids, bro.
That goes. I know who they are, but listen, that goes further to prove my point. If the industry was pushing the music and it was so much like it used to be, they would have had an album by now. They don't sign because they don't want to.
They have an album.
They do have an album. They have an album that's doing mad numbers, bro.
Listen.
Bro, they making money, bro.
It's independently.
They touring, bro. They're touring. It's a huge tour.
Listen, it is indie, but that goes back to prove my point. It's independent, and that's gonna always hold them back from being as big as they could be.
No, it's not.
You only gonna get so many fans.
505 is their album.
It's true,
and their record label is called Area 51 Music.
Yeah, and you don't have to be bro, the hottest music,
how many people
right now?
Wait. How many?
No. Let me finish. The hottest music. Let me finish. The hottest music out right now, the top of the charts, is always going to be hip hop. It's hip hop of some form, and that's what I'm saying. That hip hop is always going to be running the show right now. It's running the show, whether you like the music or not. Whether you like the hip hop that's coming out is running it. Well, you can disagree, but go ahead and pull up the Billboard charts. You can look at it. Pull up the Billboard charts.
The number one.
We must make a difference, distinction from hip hop and commercial rap.
And commercial rap. Right. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. It's mainly
two different things.
Unrecognizable because
the number one song on the chart right now is "Butter" by BTS. Who the hell is BTS? And what the hell is Butter?
Some rapper.
I know BTS.
That's the number.
Some rapper.
That's the number one song.
Korean boy.
That's the number one song.
That's the Korean boy.
That's the number one song right now. That's the number one song on the Billboard charts right now. And
that's the Island Boy.
That definitely ain't rap.
It is rap.
Definitely ain't rap.
It is rap.
K-pop.
It is rap.
That ain't rap.
It is rap.
Everything, man, it's commercial. It's hard to recognize.
It's not rap as you know it.
It's not rap what I call rap, but it's what they call rap.
It's just not, but it's there. It's just in a different form because
you can piss on my boots and tell me it's raining all you want.
Make money. Let me
tell you one thing.
Make my own spin on it.
Yeah.
That ain't rap.
Johnny Quest, what was you gonna say?
Hard to believe.
No, I was just saying, I think I agree with you. I agree with him about the music part, but rap is still there. Hip hop is never gonna be dead. The reason why, because it's just like with comics and movies and all that. When corporate America see that, they be like, "Oh, that shit making money, right? That's making money." So they're gonna jump in it and they're gonna do their own spin on. That's why it's so cookie cutter. That's why when we look at stuff that Kathleen Kennedy and all the rest of them do, is because corporate America's got their hook so deep in it. They just want to manufacture the same thing over and over again, just like a toy book. They want to be able to reproduce that easily, and that's what you see. And so that the real true good stuff that's out there, like like Ahsoka or something like that pops out, it's there. It's just that you got so much of that other crap that is driven by the machine that you don't really pay attention to that. And that's, there's some good hip hop out there, honestly.
The top five songs, the top five songs on the Billboard chart right now are not rap songs.
Yes, they are, bro.
Yeah,
and Justin Bieber came in.
They are, bro. It's not what we call rap. I mean, I don't call it hip hop. It's definitely not KRS-One.
Top 5 songs on the Billboard chart right now.
Billboard. Where we going? The charts?
It's not what you think.
Oh shit, Billboard, yo! I got Justin 10 minutes. Hold on, y'all. Yo. I'm sorry, yo. Stu. Guys, listen. Let me wrap it up. I'm really sorry. I do have to wrap it up. I got 10 minutes before the bodega closes, and I'm running out of blunts, so I got to go. I'm sorry. We do have to cut it short, but I will be back Saturday, y'all.
Right. Yeah,
Matter of fact,
we to the bodega. Yeah.
You already know how I go. But we'll be back Saturday, y'all.
Appreciate it.
No, thank you, man, for coming, man, and everybody. Stu, man, welcome back. It's great to have you back, Stu.
Thank you.
Nice meeting all you fellas.
Wow, Goat
Stu
at Goat 1408. Check him out, Jelly Bean Dream.
All right, I got you.
Bond.
Johnny Quest Gaming with the amazing arc on it. You dig? Johnny Quest Gaming with the amazing arc on issue number 1. Savage Space Toast is coming out soon, created by Johnny Quest Gaming. You know what I'm saying? Support UGI Studios, support indie comics. You dig? I appreciate y'all so much. You know what I'm saying? We out here, baby, making it do what it do.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
All right, y'all, man. Be safe, man, and I'll see y'all Saturday, man, 7 p.m. Y'all already know what it is. Peace.
Peace.